and empower professionals worldwide. Under the visionary leadership of Dr. Vivian Magnus, founder and lead coach, we have soared to new heights. Let's take a moment to celebrate the achievements, milestones, and impact of this past 4 months. In just 4 months, Phoenix Gate has strengthened its professional network of nearly 1,000 members. Together, we have reached over 30,000 professionals in the US, UK, Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda, and Kenya. From LinkedIn sessions that drew nearly 1,000 attendees weekly to live events attended by 16,000 individuals, our reach and influence have been extraordinary. The hard work and dedication of the Phoenix Gate team have not gone unnoticed. This year, our community was honored with a prestigious Social Impact Award of the Year and recognized as the most impactful community of the year. These accolades reflect our unwavering commitment to driving positive change across global communities. Beyond career development, Phoenix Gate has made significant strides in public health. Collaborating with international and non-governmental organizations, we have led impactful medical campaigns and health education programs. The expertise of Dr. Magnus as a public health expert and Scrum Master has been instrumental in these successes. Are you struggling with your online visibility? Have you ever imagined that you could be a commanding influence and established as a thought leader in your industry? Are you focused or under pressure about an uncertain career future? How about landing your dream job opportunities? At Phoenix Gate, we have reached over 30,000 professionals and business leaders all over the world, breeding top leadership, global visibility, and excellence. We support, train, and set you on our platform to shine while showcasing your expertise to the world. As we reflect on this incredible journey, we are filled with gratitude of our members, partners, and supporters who have made this achievement possible. Phoenix Gate Group is not just a network, it's a thriving community committed to growth, impact, and excellence. Here's to even a brighter future. We rise together. While showcasing our expertise to the world, as we reflect on this incredible journey, we are filled with gratitude of our members, partners, and supporters who made this achievement possible. Phoenix Gate Group is not just a network, it's a private community committed to growth, impact, and excellence. Here's to be a brighter future.
Amazing. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And then, of course, literally, I would want to say how is everyone doing? So please, if you're currently on this live, do help me by commenting so that I can see who are the people who have joined in. And I'm already super excited about what is going on today. And then I would really, really love to see everyone. So good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you're joining us from. If you're meeting us for the first time, I'm sure you're already seeing that role in our stickers. You're welcome to the Phoenix Gate experience. So you're going to give me a moment. Let me look through my backstage to be sure that I'm not leaving out any of my speakers for the night. So I am going to be checking this out, right? Just give me one simple moment. So I would say again, you're welcome to this amazing event today. I'm already super excited. I know that there are lots of opportunities. So, like our manner is, do well to remind the people in your community, tell them that it's another time. So if you're a proper leader, you know that anytime or anywhere that there are opportunities, you want to quickly reach out to your amazing family, literally your community, and tell them, okay, there is an opportunity tonight. So I would want everybody to stick super close, right? I have on my backstage a few persons who would love to hire for the night, and I'm still going to be saying it again for those people who are just joining in and you're looking to have somebody probably to ease your stress as regards maybe virtually assisting you in posting maybe across all platforms. Of course, we've said it over and over again that there is no way you can literally have those global opportunities if you don't leverage as many platforms as possible. So please go ahead and just reach out as well, and let people know. Okay, yes, I think I can see some of our speakers already super ready. We have one hirer already on board. So you're just going to give me a moment. Please go ahead and type. I'm going to be seeing that here so that I can spotlight as many. Awesome. Okay, so give me one moment. Let me look through. Okay, so who's the first person to come? Okay, so Buki was the first to come in. Thank you so much, Buki Mishak, for joining us. I'd want to say again, if you're just meeting me for the first time, everyone, my name is Dr. Vivian Magnus. Yes, so slow pace, Dr. Vivian Magnus. I'm the founder and the lead coach of the Phoenix Kids Group, and I'm always excited to come here every week by 5 p.m. GMT plus one. And I always don't come alone. I come with my entire family members because guess what? We are super excited about having you here. I mean, nothing will stop our excitement. So I would want a few confirmations. Sorry, if you guys can all hear me well, please help me confirm that you can hear me. Just write loud and clear. So that's like LC. So if you're currently, just write LC. Okay, so I can see Princess, the amazing Princess. Thank you so much for joining us super early as well. Annie, thank you so much. You're welcome. I can see Amanda, you're welcome. Praise, you're welcome. Esther, my amazing Esther, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Okay, I can see Peace as well. You're welcome. Let me look through as many persons who have come on board as well. Okay. Oh, there are lots of persons. My goodness. Okay, so I'm going to do this super fast. Tonia, you're welcome. Charismata, good to see you. Okay, so I'm beginning to get used to certain persons. Alabi, you're welcome. Grace, you're welcome. Blessing, the amazing Blessing. How are you doing now? It's good to see you here. I'm super excited as well. Thank you so much, Grace, for that shout out. Oh, okay, so that's lovely. Thank you so much. Cynthia, you're welcome as well. Okay, so let me see. Judy, thank you so much for coming. Pascaline, you're welcome. Favor, you're welcome. Rufiat, you're welcome. Yes, Jake said a beautiful day to you. Jake has not missed our event for a very long time now. Good to see you, Jake. I really appreciate you. Mercy, you're welcome. So we're already building a family, right? Okay, so Claire, welcome. Terrence, you're welcome. Okay, so Grace again. Thank you so much for being super active. So if you all, not guys, if you all can hear me, please help me say loud and clear. Loud and clear, just drop an LC, just write LC so that I know that okay, I'm super clear so that I know that okay, I'm getting a beautiful feedback as well from this. Okay, awesome. So I'm seeing that already. Grace, thank you so much for complying. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Claire, for that as well. Okay, so let me look through again to be sure. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I also awesome. So this is super beautiful. So as our manner is, please, we've always said, please, for the people in YouTube and Facebook, please go ahead and write. Our manner is probably if you're just coming in for the first time, just write FT so that we know that okay, you can actually always access help at any point in this event, right? So that we can get you on board, maybe reach out to you and find out how you've been navigating the platform as well. So just write FT. Then for those who are on YouTube, if you've never been on LinkedIn and you need help and some form of guidance, just write G. That would help me. So maybe LinkedIn, so GL will help me as well. So thank you so much, everybody, again for coming in. I don't know, every single time I have an opportunity to stay here, right in the studio, I'm always super excited, right? I am always excited, and there are going to be lots of excellent persons. So I know probably your remote work journey has not been super clear because there's one thing that always stands out. If you don't have guidance, literally, you're going to spend more money, you're going to spend your energy, you're literally going to be expended. And that's what we don't want to happen tonight. Essentially, we're going to be talking about whole lot of things. So I'm going to be announcing again, if you're currently here and you would be needing help in your business, let's say you'll be needing people who probably be working as virtual assistants for you so that you're able to navigate all platforms equally, please just write it down and then let me know. I'm going to share the link to the backstage for you so that you can introduce yourself and then get as many persons on board. We're going to help you get as many persons on board in your business. Like I said, it is free of charge. You're not going to be charged for that because, of course, we're excited that you're going to give our community an opportunity to literally get those opportunities that they are here for as well. So you're going to give me a moment again. For those people already spotlighting, please go ahead. Tell us what you do, I would just take 5 minutes to do that. Then I'm going to bring up one of our excellent persons in the community. I mean, she stands out all the time. She's also looking to hire a lot of people tonight, or a particular person as well, as the case may be. So please, let's sit super close. Help us share the life, as I would always say, right? If you're here, I'll say again that let exchange always be in your mind. Don't be part of those people who will just show up on a live event and you just want to stay one side and you just want to eavesdrop so that you can see what you can go and add to your businesses. Of course, like I said, I'm a bag of ideas. I'm super proud of it. Even right now, before this live event, I'd already had about maybe 1 million things I could be doing by myself, or I'm going to be doing for the community as well. So if you're not part of the community, just know that you're missing a lot and you're going through unnecessary stress, right? There are a few new things we're going to be rolling out as the Phoenix Gate community, but then we also would want you to know that if you are seeking for a family, well, this is us. And that's why we come out every week. If this is your first time here, I am excited, especially for you, because I don't think some of us had this opportunity that you're having now, right? A lot of people suffered, maybe went through their journey and are still going through their journey. They don't have any person to help them. Or some of those communities that they join, there's usually a super gap between them and the people that are probably leading them. And for us in the Phoenix Gate, we try to close the gap, right? We want relationships. We want people in our sphere. We want to go through a challenge, and at the end of it, we already know everybody in the community and we can and all that. So for me, that's essential. So if you're joining us for the first time, again, I said my Dr. Vivian Magnus, and I think it's super clear, right? But for now, let me just quickly spotlight as many as we can. So she's our favorite content writer for wellness and fitness brands. So if you have a wellness and fitness brand, you might need to hire someone. Oh, okay, this is super beautiful. Like I see a few persons on. Oh my God, I can see Professor Roxana. So good to see you there, ma'am. We love you. Thank you for coming in as well. So if you're looking to hire, please let me know. I'll send you the link backstage so that you might need to get help, maybe for someone who will be handling your page, someone who would help you. If you write small books, like she writes a lot of books, an amazing woman. So if you need any help to speed your to increase your output as well, as fast as, right? So our manner is okay, awesome. Okay, so I've seen a few FTs. Okay, awesome. So if this is your first time, I have noted you. We will contact you right after this event as well. So Esther Gutim, she is a brand. Okay, she's your brand SEO's web blog writer for visibility and profitability. Thank you so much. So please, if you need help in that direction, you have a blog that has not really been producing so much, has not been doing so well, please do well to reach out to her. So sorry, a moment there. Okay, Amanda is a customer service rep as well as an admin officer. She would help you streamline your business process and customer support. Thank you so much, Amanda, for coming. Okay, so I think we're having a bit more, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to look right into the backstage right now. So please give me a moment. I'm still going to come back to the spotlighting, but I think I would want the first opportunity to come up live already, because I don't know how much time she has. I wouldn't want to keep her waiting. So like I said, as many persons who just reach out to me now, I've got my second design that you'd want to hire, right? So that we can get you on board. And then I would love that a lot of persons who are on this live also get that opportunity that they've been looking for. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to be bringing up a very excellent ma'am, and I don't know how to, I call her my apostle, right? Most of the time. But then she's somebody who has been pivotal in the growth of Phoenix Gates Group. And today she'll be seeking help in the sense of hiring someone to come on board and to relieve her of some of her work. Everybody who knows her knows that she has strong work ethics. So please like I will always know. I know that people who come around in this event, they do really well. So that's why I'm even strengthening my resolve to ensure that I bring her on board, right? So I think the next person who is going to be coming on live now is our excellent Mrs. Allow me heavens. Dear ma'am, if you are ready, just let me know. I do now. So are you okay? Just give me a thumbs up if you would want to come up. Okay, awesome. Okay. Yes, so
Hello,
I think
Dr.
you're
Vivian.
live with me.
Yes, thank you
Hello,
so
ma'am. How
much
are you
for the
doing? Good
opportunity.
to see you.
I'm doing good.
Awesome. Awesome.
Swamped, but doing good. That's why I
Awesome.
need people.
Awesome.
Okay, can I
Awesome.
go ahead
Okay,
and
so
okay, so
please
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Anything you'd want
Okay,
to
so
share to let people.
right now, okay, by way of introduction, just in case you don't know me, I'm Olaomi Heavens, event and media veteran, and I'm also a monetization coach. I wear so many hats. I'm also the developmental partner for 54 Siblings, an NGO based in America. So I'm in charge of Africa and the Caribbean. So there's a lot on my mind. Right now, and I've been a bit scared, but Dr. Vivian has assured me that there are amazing VAs in this community. And honestly, from Dr. Vivian's referral, I got a social media manager, I think last year, for 54 Siblings. And she's doing amazing. Not only is she doing the job well, she's also an artist and doing so many things, and she's growing in leaps and in bounds. So that is to tell you that there are amazing people in the community. So right now, I need a VA, a virtual assistant. I need someone who is very research oriented, someone who doesn't just write, because I mean, you have to be able to watch. It's just like acting. You need to be able to watch the pattern of the person and mimic that person. So I need someone who will not handle my page. Of course, I always keep writing what I write. I don't trust people with that. But I want you to be able to respond to others, engage those I need to engage seamlessly. I also need a video editor. I have loads and loads of videos that I've not done anything with for years, and I think they should be out there. So I need such a person. Two people, two different people, as much as possible. So I would like to just have people who can tell me why I should hire them. They should be able to at least go through my page, know the kind of person I am, and tell me what exactly they bring to the table and all that. So I just need someone who is proactive, that I will not have a headache following. I have kids already, so I don't need I don't want any extra. I just want you to be proactive, so that we can love on each other. I'm actually very friendly, but I need someone who is really serious, because I'm very serious. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, dear ma'am, for that opportunity. So I'm going to look into, I don't know, do you have your link already? Do you have a link already where anyone who would want to
They can actually
apply
send me a
for?
DM right here on LinkedIn. It's faster and easier.
Okay, so can you comment on the group on the live event right now? Is looking to have some of these opportunities, can just quickly reach out to you now. Okay, someone is already saying I'm a video editor. But please, whoever it is, when you're sending, please send plus your portfolio. Let her see the work you've done so far. So I would have wished that you had the form so that you can just take as many, and so you have an option. You have options so that you don't have to come back here again
Exactly.
looking for
I
more
get it.
persons. Mm. Okay, so I think I've noticed two persons seats. Oh, awesome, awesome.
Okay, let me mute so that.
Okay, have you been able to type? Hi, Joy. Good to see you. Okay, yes. So she just typed her. She just said hello, hello. So please, every other person who is currently on this life, who is a VA, whose strength is in content writing, because I know that there are lots of VAs who are doing time management and a few other things like email management and all that. She said strictly writing as the person's major. Of course, as if you have multiple skills, it will be lovely, right? So it means that you can suggest what you would want her to as well do, and then I'm sure it will also affect how involved you'll be in whatever she does. But then the main strength is content writing. Because the reason why I'm emphasizing this is that last week, some of the persons who got who reached out to one of the persons who had announced, or what's the word now, who had requested for workers. I mean, the person had already zoned down on two persons that I knew in the community, so it was super easier. But part of the things that we now noticed was the person's strength was not in content writing. So please, she has already said it super clearly so that we don't. Okay, okay, someone is saying I suggest she should give a project to get super best. Okay, that's lovely. Okay,
Okay.
awesome, that's lovely.
Also,
So
Dr.
she's saying
Vivian.
that they are saying that you should give a,
Okay, apologies to
yes.
Button. I totally forgot this. If you are in Abuja, because I know everybody meets all over the world, so sometimes it's difficult to just find anybody in Abuja. If you're in Abuja and you do content in terms of mostly phone, like if there's an event, you can follow, you can cover, you can do a reel. I need someone like that, please. Thank you.
Okay, so that makes three
Yes,
persons now.
please.
So three persons. So one person should be situated in Abuja, then the other two is remote, right? So please go ahead. Everybody should just keep tagging her name so that anybody who comes in will know that okay, this is what is going on. So that's the danger of coming in super late. Some people would have missed this opportunity right now. And then he said, one of the said that you give a project so that you to pick the best persons rather than just zoning down on one person, because that's what I realized that happened last week. Part of the mistakes we made was that okay, we didn't get more people, so she was stuck with that one person, and the person was having imposter syndrome about writing, even after writing for so long on LinkedIn. So I knew that maybe the person doesn't come too often on our live events, or I don't know. There was a knowledge gap which I tried to reach out to the person for. But I'm hoping that they will be able to resolve a few things. The person was super lucky because I know the person personally and the person has been in the community. So I was able to tell the person who was willing to work with her that he should probably just give her 1 week grace. So I don't know if I don't know you, I can't beg for you. That's just the truth. And how do you know on LinkedIn? Events like this, if you come often, you comment. So some people are currently on this live, they're not commenting. I can't do magic, right? I'm not seeing them anywhere else. I can't. What's the word for you if I don't know you? And that was how, she said, the other person that got the job. I mean, I think that was like 5 months ago. It was just via her showing up consistently in the community. I knew she was going to do it, and guess what? 5 months, and in fact, it wasn't just the job. She was able to get more jobs. I mean, as she got to know her, she found out that she had more skills that was going to be super helpful for her. So I think that should be anything that anyone should probably
Dr.
pay
Vivian,
attention
I
to.
think
So
it's
please,
over
everyone who
it's
is,
over 5 months, Dr. Vivian. You should give yourself credit. I think it's about 6 or 7 months now. 7 months,
my
actually.
goodness, that's lovely. Wow, that's lovely. That's lovely. So please, if you're just coming online, please go ahead and reach out to her now. I think as many persons have been tagging her name, please go into her DM and let her know that this is what you're here for. So I'm going to be, thank you so much, Mia. I really, really appreciate your coming on board. Then if there's anything, please, if you need to have a form, please you could just place the form right in the you could just take a moment and just place the form right there. I think it's better you have a lot of persons than give them a project so that you don't cave yourself in, and then you don't get to have anyway. For video editing, you can't, the word is that you can't manage, right? If it's not good, it's not good. So the only thing is you might just need to have as many variety, because people have different strengths in different areas as well. So thank you so much, Ma, for coming on board. I'm really, really honored, right? I'm really, really honored.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much for the
much. I really, really
opportunity.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ma. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to be bringing up Ada, if you're around, if you're ready, please just show me your thumbs up so that I can bring you right up. Ada, if you are here and you're ready, just let me know so that I can bring you right up. If you're ready, I would want a thumbs up. If you can hear me and you're ready, just show me a thumbs up. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. See you. How you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Oh,
Good evening,
amazing. Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Good
Good
evening.
evening. Awesome. Super. Okay, so today we are essentially discussing. So, for those who are just coming in, we're going to dive into the topic and then we'll bring up more people who are willing to hire as well as the day, as of course, as we spend our day. Today, we don't want to take so much time, even for me. I have a lot currently on my plate for the community. No, I'm not talking to you, Adam, I'm talking to everybody, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
so okay, awesome. So part of things where we said we're going to be discussing today is this, how to start your global remote work journey. Maybe I would just want to probably give a lot of people an idea why I'm super, what's the word now? I'm very intentional about this topic. Roll it a little bit last week until now because I noticed that there a lot of persons are currently out of jobs, right? Number one is either they don't know how to apply properly, or they don't know the culture, or they don't have the persistence that is required for you to literally sit in and have a global remote work job. So part of things we're doing tonight is actually to bring to you guys people who have done this, people who are at the gate. So there are two sets of people that will be speaking tonight. One person is currently a remote worker. The other person helps to bring people in. So one of these delectable person is Ada, right? Ada Samuel is right. She's an HR specialist. So essentially, she will tell you some of the things you need to know, some of the practices. Some of us just don't pay attention. We use one particular CVs and we spread it all across the universe. So, and then of course, imagine a HR professional who is supposed to 4,000 jobs, probably streamline maybe 40 or 30 for an interview. You don't expect the person to sleep because you're chatting gibberish, or because you're using one particular what do they call it, will I say one particular CV or whatever it is, portfolio, to apply for all jobs. So tonight, because I'm super passionate about this, for me, my remote work journey actually started the moment motherhood came in. Of course, as I always tell people, I had an opportunity to be in the medical profession and marry somebody who is neck deep into medical profession. And my husband is a surgeon
Mhm.
and a specialist at that. So it means that we had two choices. Either we let our children be raised by somebody other person's, or I simply just step down for a moment in order to accommodate his what do they call it now? His profession, while I make my plans on, of course, anybody who knows any phase of your life, any phase at all of your life, whether remote working or 9 to 5 or a business, always have a plan B. Literally, so I call it an exit plan. So it literally means that when you're doing anything at time T, do it with all your heart, but then always have a makeshift just in case, okay, something comes up that you need to. So for some of us who might want to go ahead and do our PhD journeys, some of us might go ahead and do our masters and many other things, just to be a well-rounded person. Don't say, okay, because I'm starting my business, my academia will suffer, or okay, because I'm doing academics, I don't want to. So I had an opportunity to speak to someone who was in the community a few moments ago, and she was telling me, oh, right now I just want to face my academics. I said, it's because you have somebody that pays your fees. That's why you can even say that. But literally, where things happen, it always make sure that monies are coming in while you pay attention to a few other things. The only thing you would want to do is take advantage of structuring. So that's why we consistently said that, okay, when it comes to hiring, you might need to get people on board. So if you're currently here and you're earning in the 6 7 figures, right, don't be saying every time, I don't know, every time I come online, I just cringe. Somebody will say I took 3 months break and they said it was going to hurt my LinkedIn, but
Account.
I'm happy to say that it did not hurt. I'm like, you are rich, please hire a VA, please stop. I don't want to be hearing all these stories. Have a structure for your business. In fact, sometimes it kind of gives off, oh, madam, do it all, like you do everything of yourself. And I don't think if you're raising a community, it will be unfair because there might have been 50 more persons who wanted to volunteer, and you are already doing well. So you don't have to keep saying that, oh, I went on what's the retreats, so I decided to leave my LinkedIn. Well, like I said, it depends on what your beliefs are, but I believe that as well, you might need to get someone on board who's going to be helping you. Your business needs structure, and part of the structure is being able to leverage people. So I think I would want you to be speaking to like a span of people tonight. You're going to be speaking to people who are looking to hire, things they might look out for, but then you can start with where your strength is, basically hiring. things that people need to pay attention to, right? Especially when it comes to global jobs, global remote work. So I want you to just, and any other things, if you
Yeah,
prepared
I did.
anything, right, to talk about this night, just go ahead and in that direction. And then of course I might come up with a few questions, maybe to all, maybe what's the word? I might sift through some of your conversations just to strengthen your idea. Like I said, the Phoenix Gate has shifted from just doing presentations because it's not going to be pro our
Mm.
videos. Like I said, we now do, what's the
Podcast.
word? We now do
Yeah.
podcasts. So yeah, so we have to be saving up some of these conversations. So we would want it to be something that our faces are super in it. And then, but then I'm super excited already in this year. Okay, people talking about remote work. Okay, so
Yeah.
awesome. So, as many persons who are here, if you're a mother and you don't have a job yet, or you're a mother, you think, I'll tell you again, the generations have shifted. Don't be there and be saying that, okay, I can't work. My husband says you should stay at home. If your husband says you should stay at home, start doing remote work, right? There are lots of persons who say that their husbands say that don't want them to do the office work. Well, you're welcome. In remote work, your career is not, it won't stop. You're literally growing. It's recordable. It's CV worthy, right? So that's why you need to pay attention tonight, because we don't, I would not advise that you have any form of career gap. Like for me, as soon as I gave up to my twins, I knew that any hospital that will bring me in, because I was somebody, due to some of the things I had experienced in childhood, and the exposures I had, because my mom was a big time business mogul. So she didn't really have time. I mean, raising kids was not really her thing. And so we got exposed to so many things that I that made me have PTSD, right? So I told myself I'm somehow. So that was how I started. So my first daughter literally followed me to the hospital, right? So it was just one. So I was bringing her everywhere. So there was no crutch at all. So I literally brought her in. And then, of course, when the twins came, I knew that I had to go back to factory reset, because how can I, who will allow me bring three children? So that means I had to start looking into remote global opportunities. So I bring them up to speak because they are kings in this aspect. And then, okay, the next voice you're going to be hearing is that of Ada Samuel. Thank you so much, DMM, for coming on board. I really, really honor you. And then the mic
It's
is
my
yours.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much, Dr. Vivian. It's honestly an honor to be here. I'm super grateful that I'm here. And I just want to start by saying Dr. Vivian gave me a platform when I joined the boot camp, and he actually showed me a part of me I never knew existed. So somehow I can relate to Dr. Vivian because I have three kids with no help, but then coming and hearing your story, I'm like, okay, it means it's possible. And during the boot camp, I was one of those who said, see, I know I paid this money, but let me just go, I beg. Like, I can't come and kill myself. But she's always there on Sunday telling you, you can do this, I have twins. And I'm like, so am I different? You know, that kind of thing. So me being here, actually, Dr. Vivian, you don't know how I have grown in these few months. But honestly, I want to tell you that if you are not on LinkedIn, or if you're a mom, let me use that word because I'm becoming like Dr. Vivian. If you're a mom, and there's no excuse, there is no excuse. It all begins in your head. Honestly, I want to start from there. Everything that you can ever imagine or you have ever gone through, positive, negative, it all began in your head. So what you're only doing is living out what you have already thought of. So you can't be more than what you can think. You can never be more than what your brain, if your brain cannot handle it, your hands will not hold it. So we're talking about remote, global. Some people on this call now, hearing remote, global, you're already wondering, global, like international, like you're already like perplexed by that word alone. We need a mindset shift, first of all, because everything we say, everything we've said, or Dr. Vivian has been talking about in the Phoenix Gate, personal branding, all of that, it will only come from a mind that has shifted from a fixed mindset to a growing mindset. So a fixed mindset is, oh, I can't do this. I come from a background that is, so. How can I do this? But then a growing mindset will tell you, okay, I will try. I can learn. Do you understand? I can learn this. It's been done before, so I can also do it. So it starts from your head. What are you thinking? Now, the word global, it's just a word like every other word. International people, people abroad and everything, they are still humans like us. They just have a different color of skin. But then we already count ourselves out before we're even counted out because we just feel we're not up to standard. And why is that? It's because of what we're thinking about. You have looked at yourself and you have brought yourself to the lowest point, and we call it humility. Oh, no, no, no. Just say the truth to yourself. Just be real. You're aiming too high. Those are lies. Those are lies. And until you change those things in your head, I'm sorry, you can't go global. You can't even go local. Because we as HR professionals, right? We are psychologists, kind of. It's not like we read psychology. But when you sit in front of us, we are seeing what you're not seeing. We are seeing the fears. We are seeing the concerns. From the tone of your voice, we know if you know what you are saying. We know how confident do you understand? We can sense all these things. So I'm saying it from a point of a recruiter, now giving you the inside information. You already come to an interview, you're already defeated. In fact, you came, you've lost, you don't have the job. So why did you even come? Or you just came, oh, let's just fulfill all righteousness. There is no magic. Because see, the energy you bring into the room, we are going to match it. See, it takes audacity, right, to get a job. Dr. Vivian said it. He said, he said, nobody wants to hire someone who doesn't have a job. That thing stuck in my head. And I'm like, yes. And you will be wondering, maybe I need to break it down. Now, let's start from the point. I'm going to tell a story. I walked into an office. I used to work before I got married. Okay. So I had a job. So one of the days I was just newly married, a few months into marriage and all of that. And I took a pregnancy test and I found I was pregnant. Then, all the excitement, I told my employer that, oh, I was pregnant, thinking I hadn't started my HR journey then. That was more of my administrative and beginning ages. And I just told him, and he said, oh, you're pregnant. And the look on his face was like, as if I told him a very bad story. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay, let me just congratulate you. And then he called the HR and said, we need to let her go. Yes, we need to let her go. And that kind of it's a joyous moment, but then it all turns out as if, when they say the blessings of God make it rich, but added no sorrow, but your own is the opposite. Instead of me to get a better job, I'm even losing the one I had. And I went to the HR lady and she said, yes, he doesn't really like working with pregnant women, so you just have to go. And I left that place and I was dejected. Like, how you go from point 100 and you're going to 1 and you're wondering, who am I? You begin to question your mere existence on earth and say, okay, was it a bad thing that I got married? Was it a mistake that I took in? Am I not supposed to take it? And she talked about, hiding it maybe when it was said, all the blacks and everything, but it got me to question. And that's why I want to ask you the same question. Who are you when your job is taken away from you? Do you attach your whole life existence to the title of your job? You pride yourself, I'm a project manager. Yes, you're a project manager. Do you understand? But then it takes a mindset to know that your importance or your value is not tied to a particular job. Who you are. Just sit down with yourself and ask yourself, if this job I have now is taken away from me, who am I? Who will they say Ada Samuel is? Do you understand? Who will they say I am? Because my job should not define me. I am me. I'm only my job is also a part of the way I express myself. So my job is my expression and not who I am. Meaning if I have a job or I don't have a job, I wouldn't beg. Or I won't be recognized on earth. That is one of the things, because when you even walk into an interview and you're asked a question, the way you even explain the job you do tells me if your job is who you are. Like you want to tell me about the titles, the positions, and everything. No, No, that's not what you should sell. You sell you. Now, when I mean sell you, you've done things before, but then what you're selling is what the value you have offered, not the title you have secured. It's just like what we're doing here today. We say, who are you? And some people say, okay, I'm a content writer. No, tell me who you are. Yes, you're a content writer. What problem do you solve and what value do you bring? This is outside your content writing. It is you as a person. We've talked about personal branding from the beginning to the end. Like I said, everything begins in your head. Now, if you're talking about being global, have you ever sat to think about yourself in the global space? You can't have what you've not imagined. You need to sit with yourself and say, okay, being global, I need to work with people in America. We just talked about it. Oh, yeah, I want to work with people in Australia. Have you ever sat with yourself and said, people in America, who are they? Who am I? What can I give them? Because another thing is you need to shift, see that employee mindset. That employee mindset keeps you stuck. It's like they're doing you a favor. That's why even the employers will treat you anyhow, because they're just if you give me now, I will take it. If it doesn't, you already bring yourself to be used. That's why they will use you. You notice there are some people in organizations that even if they are maltreating any other person, you see those ones, but they don't touch them, because these people, it's not like, it's not to brag. Like Dr. Vivian said, she walks into an interview and she knows what she carries. So it's not like, I'm going to say, some people ask them, what would I pay? You say, anything you feel like that, that's it. I won't even employ you, because what kind of mindset are you even? Anything I feel like, that means you don't even have you don't place worth on yourself. Then you want me to place worth on you? No, it's the way you present yourself. You are giving people the permission to treat you the same way you have presented yourself. So if you find people treating you in a certain way, find out the way you are treating yourself, because they are just learning from you and they will not give you more than you're giving yourself. So that employee mindset, you need to move from that employee mindset. I need a job. I need a job. Oh, if they don't give me a job, what will I do? You're moving, you're just to opportunities. What are the opportunities around me? What can I do? What are the opportunities looking around you? What can I do? What can be done? What can I offer? What solution can I provide? So you're going away from that employment mindset that says, because that employment mindset says, okay, just go and look for someone, beg them. Maybe they'll give you 50K a month, 100K you'll be using, to go around. In fact, I saw one thing on social media that says, I'm going to work to make money, to buy fuel, to go to work. It was like a meme. Like he's going to work to make money, to buy fuel, to go to work. You can imagine that kind of cycle. Like it means he's not even, like he's just merely existing. So if they count human beings, he'll say yes. If you do have a job, he'll say yes. But that's what most of us are. So it's a mindset shift. Stop thinking like an employee. Think opportunity. What is around me? What can I do? What can I create? Because you create a job before you can even have a job. Yes, you first of all create a job before you can physically make the job. It's in your head. Now, you're looking for, because you're coming from a point of, I am a solution provider. I am here to help you. Not the other way around. Now, it's supposed to be a mutually benefiting relationship, meaning I provide the solution, you remunerate me. Do you understand? But not in a situation where he's just helping me. If he doesn't give me the job, so maybe my life is over. Those kind of thing. So it's a mutual thing. You give your service, you give your value, and they pay you for your value. The time. They say where value goes, money flows. So if money is not flowing, value has not gone there. It hasn't touched it yet. So it's just a way to also checkmate. Am I getting money value? So now we're talking about the global mindsets, global opportunity, remote. You're working with international people. They are humans like you and me. Trust me, they may not even know more than you do. Do you understand? So don't see them as
or they don't.
as
They don't.
spiritual. Sorry, Dr. Vivian, you said.
No, I said, is it may or they don't? That's why they are seeking your
Exactly.
help.
But
That's the mindset
I
everybody
just
should
wanted to
have,
say
right?
may in the sense just to be, but that's the truth. You so like I always tell people, I said most times leadership, when you see a leader, right? People think that leaders know everything. No, leaders are just audacious to start up something and get people. They may not even know as much as you know, but their ability to own up and take responsibility to put things together, that's why they're in the leadership position. So what they do, they come with their idea. They bring this, they bring A, they bring B, they bring C, and they're sitting and looking. They are getting all the ideas from you. So I don't want you to look at yourself and wonder, okay, what can I do? No, you have more than you think you have. Do you understand? You are more than you think you have. And only when you realize it that it's a mindset thing. The world is your marketplace. See, the world is not just a certain vicinity. Now, the remote work has made it so easy that we can work anywhere. You don't need to be in anywhere to work anywhere. Do you understand? Whether it's on LinkedIn, whether it's on Upwork, whether any platform you can, like it's a fair playing field. Do you understand? It has leveled everybody. It has leveled everybody. So everybody is there. What? We are just, playing our cards. And as you're playing, it's just like even in the football field, every player is playing and they are spectators, people who want to buy, people who want to, like move, transfer them. That's what we are doing, all of us showing up on the in LinkedIn space. People are there watching. What are you doing? How do you play? Do I need to buy you onto my team? We are recruiting. Do I need to, get you as a consultant? It's a fair playing game for everybody. So I don't want you to count yourself out. Do you understand? Don't count yourself out before you're counted out. Make it as a priority to sit down with yourself and affirm yourself and tell yourself how much value you are, because some of us don't even know the value we carry. That's the starting point. You don't even know the value you carry. Sit down, assess your skill. What can I do? What do I know I can do? What are the things I do well? Even if I'm not even being paid, what can I do? Do you understand? So we need to, then when you find out those skills you can do, then if you know you have gaps, you can check them. Okay, this I can do. What can't I do? Like in the sense that if I'm given a job now, I can do A to B. Maybe I can't do C to D. Now you are taking stock of your life and asking yourself these critical questions, because it's not when you go for the job you understand whether you have a knowledge gap. You want to do it even before you go. Do you understand? Because it's when you go, we are going to observe it too. Because you find people, they say, okay, I've interviewed someone and I said, he said he's an accountant, and I said, do you know how to organize a payroll? And he said yes. So I said, okay, I am just mock up something and just do like a simple spreadsheet for me. And guess what he said? He said, right now I can't do it, but if I get the job, I'll be able to do it. And like, it's amazing. If you get the job, so how do I give, on what basis am I supposed to give you the job? No, honestly, because if you were in my shoes, let's switch roles, and I told you this, will you give me the job? So how do I know you can do the job? So there are some very funny things you hear and you're wondering where are they coming from. Now, this LinkedIn, you see this LinkedIn we keep talking about, this personal branding. I have stories. Dr. Vivian, you're going to hear it in a couple of days. I'm part of the miracles. You see, I've gotten deals. I've gotten ambassadorial deals. Yes, Dr. Vivian, you're going to hear it. But let me just spill it a little bit. From LinkedIn, yes. So, see, you need to master the art of, CV, the CV, the resume we carry on paper, right? Is becoming outdated. Is becoming honestly outdated. Your new CV is your online presence. I'm sorry to say, but before you're even recruited, we will go to your online presence. You see this, that's why you notice some people now have two separate accounts, in the sense that one is a professional one, especially in the maybe Instagram, TikTok part, and one is maybe their life, those that want to shake and all those things, because you cannot be these two things. I don't do you understand? You can't be these two things, because every human being in an organization is a marketer. Directly or indirectly, you are a marketer. So gone are the days they say marketing department do this and this one. As long as you're in the payroll, on that payroll, you are marketing. So whatever you're doing outside, you think is not affecting your office, my dear, it is affecting it. So you see this online presence. If you want people to take you seriously, you will take your online presence seriously. Because how will I come on online presence and I'm seeing it's not like you're a dancer or something, or maybe that's your profession, because people are dancers. You see Kathy, and then you see her dancing, you know she's dancing because that is her job. But you're not a dancer, you're nothing of this sort, you're an accountant, but you're going and your online presence is something. Do you understand? And how do I take you seriously? Because the truth is, the way you want to be taken, that's how you present yourself, and people will take you for who you are. So you see that online presence, we need to take it seriously. Nobody will go and bring your CV. They may ask for it, but then you see that online presence, because they are checking your IQ, they are checking your mindset. How does this person even think? What does she even know? Even it's so bad that now people go to comment section. In fact, when you read comment section, right, of posts, that's where you actually know people who are quite intelligent, their contributions, and their perception of things. You see, people are talking about, people are, let's assume, someone writes about, what's it called, a rape case, or a woman dies in a marriage, and you see people there saying, hey, you died now, just die and go. If you are the one going to recruit and you find such a comment from somebody, that could be the reason why somebody may not even hire you. So as much as we feel that it is my space, I bought the data, it is my page, I can write anything, no problem, go ahead and write anything. But then the people who would need you may not need you. So you are doing it for yourself. So you need to take that online presence seriously. Whatever you put out there, be intentional about it, because people are reading it, people are watching it, people know, they can judge you from what is in your head, how you do it, what you do it, and they know, like, people can grade you. Yes, we say don't judge a book by a cover, but then the cover needs to look interesting for me to even read it. So this thing of don't judge a book by the cover, sometimes it doesn't. See, we are not spiritual. We are in the physical. Is what we see that we take. So if I don't see the book cover as the topic, that's why we're talking about hook. So why are we hooking? Why do we hook when we say give a captivating hook? If we want to judge a book by the cover, if we don't want to judge the book by the cover, we would have left the hook away and just post what you want to post. But then that hook grabs the attention. That is the cover. The hook now is the cover, because that's what draws you. Okay, I've seen the cover. Now let me enter the page 1, page 2, and page 3. So that online presence is very, very important. If you have portfolios, put them up there. So it makes it even easier, your interview process. Then again, you need to master the art of virtual interviews. In fact, the last week I said she saw somebody on what's it called, a spaghetti whatever top, coming for an online interview. Maybe if I was even the speaker, I'll just say, okay, let's just end it, because I don't know where you're coming to or what I'm interviewing you for. Do you understand? But then I've even aside even the interview, I've been on a webinar, a professional webinar, and people are shirtless on their bed, lying down, and we're in a professional. Some people are washing their toilet, and this is not a webinar that requires you turn on your video. You need to turn it off, just listen. But these are the behaviors we put up, and we just feel I paid for it, so I can be anyhow. But then in that space, in that webinar, people are watching. Who knows who wants to recruit? Who knows who wants to partner? Who knows who wants to collab? Who would pick you, for God's sake? It's not your village people. You are doing yourself. You've just set yourself up for failure, and you are calling your village. Your village people are busy looking for what to eat. They don't even have time. So if you must go for an interview, your device, it must be ready. If you're going to use a Google, what's it called, Google Meet or Zoom or Teams, you can practice ahead of time. Maybe, sometimes you may not be conversant with one of these platforms. You can ask them in time, okay, what platform are we using? This would help me prepare better for the interview. See, that kind of question itself will even make the interviewer like, wow, like she wants to prepare ahead of time. It gives you an edge. And then she tells you, oh, Google Chrome, Google Meet. And then you go back and you rehearse, maybe call a friend and say, okay, I'm going to send you my link. When I call, I want you to see how it is. Practice, make sure it's there. Your internet, it must be there too. Which internet are you using? Do you have a backup plan? Do you understand? what are you, do you need a mic, do you need a headset, do you, anything you want, like what do you want to use for that interview? Do you understand? And then when you're talking to a virtual interview, you're looking into the camera. Let's not forget, because physical interviews are different. Okay, so if you're physically seated with somebody, I can tell when you're looking to me at my eye level. It's supposed to be eye level, you know, eye to eye. But then with the virtual one, because of the camera, people don't know that you're supposed to look into the camera lens. That's how you give the eye to eye, you know, contact. So you look into the lens, and then the person knows you're talking to him. So that covers for the eye to eye if you were physical. So, and then that is part of it. Then if the questions you're going to be asked, you need to prepare ahead of time. See, nobody is a guru in interview questions. Nobody. Even the interviewer herself, who she also goes for an interview, she's going to prepare to go for an interview, because you can be asked any like a question you have never known. But then there are always the likely questions. So let it be that, okay, the likely ones I have prepared for it. The unlikely ones, definitely when you go, they can explain, ask for an explanation, and then maybe you can attempt. We live in a time and season where information abound. So nobody can say, oh, I don't have an A or B, or I can't get a book, or I can't get this. ChatGPT is there. Gemini is there. There's even this other one that just came out recently, DeepSeek, that you can ask these questions, impute the job role. Oh, I am going to be interviewed on so job role with so job description. What are the likely questions I can be asked? And he's going to give you, and not just the questions, he's going to give you how well best to answer it. Now, there's this particular question we ask. We say, tell me about yourself. Now, people start telling you their birth history, when they gave birth to them, the naming ceremony, how the mother was happy and was waiting for 10 children. We don't need stories. We don't need what? Those stories. Tell me about yourself simply means, who are you? What do you do? And what are you going to do when we employ you? Do you understand? Who are you? Oh, I am a human resource professional. What do you do? Oh, I help organizations drive engagement through human-centric solutions, and I'm going to drive your engagement by so percent to so percent. Numbers, achievements. People like to see figures. Figures. How do you understand? Because even when you're writing your CV, we talked about this last week. Achievement based figure. How did you move from A to B? Do you understand? And then there's something I want to ask us. Have you ever Googled yourself before? Like, go to Google and say, who is Ada Samuel? Have you ever done that? If you have not, please go and do it. If you have not, please just go to Google and say, who is your name? And hear what they will say to you. And trust me, what they will say to you is what you have put on the internet. So if you're a shaking person, it will be shaking there, that she's a shaker. If you're a professional, so please, because it's also a way to self-assess yourself too, to know, what am I doing? Who am I? Because the world is global. Nobody needs to come and look for you in your house to find you. They just know where to go. If someone tells you now, oh, there's this Dr. Vivian Magnus, so I've heard of her. Do I need to go and start looking for, oh, where does she live? Can you give me her number? I don't need to even ask for her number. All I need to go is my phone. Meta AI, bam, 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 Dr. Vivian Magnus, who is she? And that's all. Everything about Vivian Magnus will show. What she has been doing will be there. It's as simple as that. So imagine you going to Google and asking who you yourself, will you be proud of who you see there? Because we Google everything. We Google celebrities, but we forget ourselves because we don't even value ourselves. You'll be asking yourself, who is even looking for me now? You see what I'm talking about, the mindset? Who even look for me that will not say Google? Who am I? But you are somebody. And you want global people to what? To hire you. So if they Google you, who are they going to find? It's just the basic. So go and Google yourself and find out who you are first. Do you understand? Then another thing, tell me how you handled maybe a challenging a colleague or something. Let me say, okay, let's say, tell me how you handled a rancor with a colleague. How did you handle it? So now what we're trying to see is your behavior. You know, are you, your temperament, your personality, your problem solving skills, conflict resolution, and all of that? That's what we want to, we're exploring. So there's something we call the STAR approach. So it's the situation, what happened, like the situation around it. Then the task, that, that brought about, like the task involved in that situation. The, what's it called? Like the action you took to resolve that situation, and then the result. So what is the situation? Oh, I went to tell my colleague that she had missed a meeting, and then she flared up and said, that why didn't I send it as a message or as an email? I'm using for an example, a situation based. And I was like, oh, I had sent it as an email. She was like, hey, I'm supposed to send a reminder. So I could say, okay. And the task basically is that email could have probably helped us with a project we are dealing with that had a closed deadline. So my sending a reminder would have maybe hastened her to meet that deadline, but not sending it now made her relax and did not meet the deadline. Do you understand? So how did I handle it? Maybe I apologized. I apologized to her and then told her, is there any way I can come in to actually help, shorten her journey? If there's anything I can do for her, do you understand? I can do a little part of her work just to get it rolling and let's meet the deadline. And then what was the result? We were able to meet the deadline and everybody was back on a good platform. Do you understand? You see how it's a process. So it's you have to plan for these things because they would because now it's remote job, they're going to ask you remotely. Okay, so what they're applying, because working remotely is not a 9 to 5 you go and come. Remotely could scatter your timeline because people are hours ahead of you, hours behind you. Do you understand? So you as a person, your sleep pattern may change, your productivity level may drop because these things have been shifted. You as a human being will be shifted. So what they're trying to find out is, okay, how would you handle time management? They're trying to find out, okay, if it's that, okay, I will work from so time. They want to know how you can manage time. They want to know they also want to know your discipline. How do you arrange your work? How do you do it? Like, what time will you do it? Your organization skills. Do you understand? So they just want to know these things. So basically what you're going to be telling them is, okay, we work from 6 to 5. Or rather, maybe Nigerian time is 6 on my end in the morning. Your time is 8 o'clock on this thing. I will be reporting to you around 8 because that's the time. Do you understand? Just to communicate, let them have a clear understanding of what you're going to be doing for them. Because whatever you're doing for them, right? You're not talking about what they are doing for you. Do you understand? When you're seeking a job and you're telling them, they tell you, what are you doing for you? What you're talking to them about is what you are doing for them and not what they are doing for you. So it's more like, I want to help you do this. I want to help you do that. Do you understand? So it's more about what would you offer them? In what period of time? In what way are you going to, because they are looking for solution. So you need to position yourself as a solution provider. What am I going to do? How am I going to take this company from point A to point B? They want to know all those things. Do you understand? So working with global and remotely is not a walk in the park. It's not a walk in the park because the timelines alone is a huge challenge. Okay, it's a very, very huge challenge. So you need to be able to sell yourself to them on how you're going to use your skills, which is your time management, your organization skills, your communication skills. These are skills you need to have when you're working remotely. Because language may even be a barrier. Sometimes if you work with Indians, you know that you have to be like, it's like you almost want to remove your ears and put it to, but then it's something you need. It means you need to actively listen. That active listening. Every distraction around you must be away. It's not something you can be doing while doing another thing. So you must put, you see those skills, you must develop it. If you're a disorganized person, you need to go and learn how to organize yourself, because it's not see, remote work, I think remote work is even harder than a 9 to 5. Yes, remote work is more challenging than a 9 to 5, but then remote work gives you the opportunity to work wherever and expand your skills to wherever you want it to be. And then it gives you a global platform, meaning the way we work in Nigeria is not the same way you work in US. You experience how they work you experience their practices. You can even impute it into your own. Do you understand? So it gives you like, it gives you, experiences from different, communities, different people, and you can really build yourself on that. Because if you are telling somebody, I've worked with a Japanese, I've worked with an American, it's like, no, that means your multi, inclusion and diversity is no more an issue, because we always talk of, diversity, inclusion and all of that. It's no longer an issue because you've worked with a variety of people. So meaning, if I put you in a place where you're the only Nigerian there, it means you can thrive. Do you understand? So it's a huge skill you need to achieve. So do you understand? So let's not take that for granted. Then another thing, you sit in the interview and they're asking you questions and you're answering. However, you're done with that interview. Now you're going to leave the interview, right? But then you must ask questions. That's what we talked about. Like, I don't want to go back to what we talked about. But then ask questions about the organization. You could ask questions like, okay, who am I reporting to? What the organization, the person, you can even ask questions like the person who left the role before, right? What were the challenges he experienced during his time with you? I just want to have an idea, of how to also channel my strengths to be able to bring this, because that will be a problem for them. Now you see that you're bringing up a problem, because for them to have fired somebody, he may not have been doing something right, but then you have come in, so you're not the alpha and the omega. Yes, but do you understand? But then you're coming from a place of, okay, you didn't have this in place. How do I help and bring this up to speed? Do you understand? So you are placing yourself in a position that is offering help. Remember, we said a global mindset is a mindset that thinks of opportunity. You're not thinking as an employee of how they will help you. It's a mutually benefiting relationship. You offer value, they offer value, which is monetary or in benefits. Now, when you're done with the interview, don't forget to follow up. People miss this out a lot. You just go for an interview and you just say, "Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. They will call me, they will call you." Don't leave it to chance. That simple email of, "Oh, dear," whatever their name is, try to make it personal because you've been interviewed. So you should know their name of whoever interviewed you. You can't send "Dear recruiting manager" again. It's not recruiting manager that interviewed you. If it was John, say "Mr. John," because it goes to show how involved you were in the interview. It was nice sitting with you in this interview to discuss this. It will be a great, now you're pitching yet again, even in that email that is a follow-up email. It will be a great addition to be on your team and offer this to see where I can carry organization this to this. I will be looking forward to having you call me for our next. See, you are now putting yourself on top of them. They did not say they will call you, but you are telling them what they should do. You are calling to action. That's your action. Call to what? Action. I'm looking forward to having you call me back for maybe the next phase of the interview and find out how do you understand? So, see, everything we talk about on LinkedIn, it works in recruitment. The hook, the call to action, the body, it is part of it. So let's not think it's only on LinkedIn. It's just that when you've been doing it on LinkedIn and you want to now do it, in like the literal interview thing, it becomes even easier. Do you understand? So they're all what's it called? Intertwined. They're intertwined. So the thing is, if you want to earn any money or whatever figure you want to earn it first in your head. I said before, I said, where money and value goes, money flows. If you're not receiving money in a certain place, right? Check, you're not giving value. You're not giving value. Trust me, you're not giving. See, the mindset you have, right? It determines your level of success. You can't have more than your mind can conceive. If you've never seen yourself achieve $1,000, right? Even if I give you $1,000 now, you're going to blow it down to the level your mind can conceive. That's why you see people who became lottery winners of 10 billion, they become broke in the next 2 months because their minds, they've not been able to handle it in their head. They've not been able to. So that's why when they, because some people think, just say, give me 10 million, give me, if there, God, give me 10 million. Even God will be looking at you and wondering, even this 5K I gave you, what have you even done with it? So it's not about just visual, it's not just about saying it. You need to think it, you need to be it, you need to create it first for it to now come. Just because you handle it in your hand. So what I want you,
I don't know if it's from my end, but please, if you can hear her, just write H H. If you can hear her, let's say maybe on my own end. So if you can hear her, just write H H H H. Let me be sure that it's not from my end. It's probably my network that is messing up. Okay, if I can't see people. Okay, so it's actually frozen. I can see it on my second screen. Oh, so if you can hear her, just say HH. If you okay, I think I noticed that she's off this place. Okay, awesome. So I think everything Mem Ada has been talking about today has been literally what we sing in the Phoenix Kids. But then surprisingly, my challenge is I don't understand why some people with DMs and they want to make it all about themselves instead of going to help. So that's what I keep. And most times, in fact, we were able to maybe onboard a few volunteers yesterday for the Phoenix Kids group, and I kept hearing that being super self-absorbed into what you can. Okay, somebody said she has frozen. Okay, awesome. So let me I'll take it here when she's back on board. I'll bring her right back. So one of the things I've noticed that a lot of persons are super absorbed, they're absorbed into themselves. I mean, you go for an interview, you're thinking it's all about you, you're scared. And one of the things I'll always say every single time is this, right? If you pay attention to what you serve, you are going to get used to it. So there are a lot of people who are probably going to start our boot camps now. And part of the things we're going to talk about is community building. And part of their projects, like we had to shift them into different groups. Part of their project is going to be the curriculum we prepared for this time is that they are going to have right, you're somebody who generally doesn't do any form of life at all. The first life event, but it will be literally like you always you literally swallow up your thoughts, everything, your brain is going to be on fire, the palpitation, the pressure. But one of the things I would want everybody to know is this: the more you do it, okay, somebody said we can't hear her. Okay, it's not from your end. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. One of the things that will come to your mind consistently is this: everything you've not been doing. You know, something. Imposter is not bad. Imposter is just a signal that you've not been doing what you're supposed to do, right? Imposter is not bad. Okay, guy, you have to do this a little more, do this one more time. That's what imposter syndrome is on to you, that okay, this is a new territory. Okay, so the more you exercise yourself, right, in that particular light and knowledge, you find out that you're going to become super comfortable. Like for me, part of the beauties of what happened to us was that when we felt led to start our audio events. Of course, all of you remembered when we started our audio events, we could have up to 300 persons. But that was the light that came to the Phoenix Kids then. All we had to do was step out. We didn't know that eventually the audio events were going to phase out. And by God's grace, because we showed up consistently, it was easier for people in the community. So we find out that anybody who has passed through the community almost always finds it super easy to communicate with anybody, come on live. I mean, sometimes I just pick up people within the community. That's what's happening to Ada. Ada was part of our boot camp, our concluded boot camp, but she has always stood out when it comes to the HR. In fact, she was one of the persons that I would have brought live last week, but she had an opportunity to organize something for her company, so she wasn't available for that last week. But that's essentially what I'm saying, right? Everything she's talking about, she's saying let your online presence be your CV, because literally when we want to work with people, it's people who've been singing around that we're going to work with, right? And then some of the most important things she was saying is having a global mindset. I don't know, every time people are talking about global opportunities, I usually will be wondering how they think. Do you know why? Because anytime you show up on the internet, you're already global. So every time I hear somebody say we're trying to go global, I'm like, excuse me, in the Phoenix Gate we've worked with how many countries? And it's normal. I'm saying it now not to probably, it's not even a thing of pride. You hear me? I don't even talk about it as often, of course, yeah, because apparently that's what people want to hear. But so long as I came out from my comfort zone, I could have by this time tea, but I'm here. I'm literally maybe we should do a test. Everybody who is currently on this live and is listening in, just say where you are connecting from. We're going to do a test now so that we can see that literally these things are not hard. So it simply means that every time you have an opportunity to step out, you're already global, provided the internet is in view. So the mindsets like this can make you ease pressure. So all of a sudden you apply for a job and then the person you're working with is from the US. The question is, let me be super traditional about it. I'll say it how my mom will usually say it. The question is, and then, because the goal is not about, I could have been in the US, literally. Yes, I could have been in UK. I could have been in Mauritius. I could have been literally anywhere in the world. But providence and mercy and honor bestowed upon me in Nigeria. Okay, so so you can see that I am currently in Abuja, but I'm connecting. Oh wow, that's lovely. So see someone in from the UK. So everything we're trying to do tonight, right, is to demystify. Okay, I got a global remote job, so I'm going to be on that. No, it just means get comfortable with the regular things you do. Okay, so I'm going to go through the comment section now and see where a lot of persons are. Also, so someone even summarized it. Anytime you're ready to step out, you're already global. So when you're going for some of those interviews, it's not for you to put pressure on yourself, right? On anything. It's not for you to put pressure on yourself and say, okay, there are some people who, in fact, they are not out to give me the job. The goal is your focus should be on your client. Okay, I think I've seen her backstage now. So, okay, so I'll bring her on board while we're taking this test. So please go ahead and type. If you're currently on this live, please help us share if you're just joining in, because you don't want somebody else, like we talked about. We're going to be talking about how to win your Upwork proposal, and we have an amazing person who is also backstage with us, like we said, for the purpose of to put everybody together. But when we started our editing, it looked so tacky, so we felt like, okay, that's not what we want. We want to be able to have our zoom and our focus on each speakers when we want to edit. So please, you're going to help us share as many as, but then our amazing speaker, she has something to do right at this point, but she had to cancel. I don't know what honor is that, right? So please just go ahead and share, because I would not want her to come in and speak, even Samuel come in and speak and we're less than 100. Please guys, let's share, because we believe that some of these lights will literally deliver a lot of persons and make you, for God's sake, in a twinkle of an eye, life is over, right? So you can't be there asking yourself, okay, yes,
I'm back.
Be there wishing, you don't want to be there wishing that you actually give your best. Life is not hard, right? Let me still break it down. I've meditated. So if you're somebody who is super spiritual, just go and read Songs of Solomon so that you understand that for every time you are drawing back on anything that you want to do, let me tell you the truth, it's vanity upon vanity, right? But if you don't put in those vanities, you'll be on the other side thinking that some of the people who are shining, who are doing excellently well, are doing any magic. But of course, there's a supernatural component. I am super aware. But then you have to step out first, right? So for me now, in the Phoenix Gates, in fact, US, UK, just Ghana, Kenya, you just name it. We've worked with all those persons. And how do you think I face them? I mean, I'm on a one-on-one chat with you, and all of a sudden, because you're from the US, my BP will go high. I mean, it doesn't make all that makes sense is that, oh, well, you're on a call with me now, and I'm here to help you. That's why you joined my call, right? And then the goal is to help you. Of course, for those people who are our bootcamp, the private students have already started. And part of the things we offered for the private students was a one-on-one call, right? And the two persons who registered for the private from the US and the UK. And then how will I converse with them? For me, it's not a big deal. Do you have value? Yes, I have value. Are you comfortable with your value? So the goal is, this is essentially us even repeating our personal branding class again. So if you're here and you've missed our training so far, please go back. We did how to monetize your personal brand and a whole lot of topics for this year, right? Go back and listen. You need to marinate your mind in light, because these things, I'll say it again, it's not hard. If you're on LinkedIn, if you've ever posted a post, all right, like for me, my YouTube channel now, 50% of the people who come to my YouTube now are currently from the US. In fact, they're in Lagos before Abuja persons. So I check, get comfortable, right? And then, of course, one added advantage you might need to have is being someone who pays attention to culture. How do the people on this particular side of that? But I'm still saying, but trusting some of the things she was saying, is that some of these things are not, it's not even hard. I mean, it's not hard. I don't know whether I should open everybody's brain correctly in this life and just put it in you. And the only way you will get this thing is that you need to sit down with this information we're giving you right now. On a normal day, just keep listening to it. I mean, I can do this. And you have to keep telling yourself over and over again. One thing you should not play with as a human being is words of affirmation. As a human, you can't do better than you think. You can't do better than all light that has come to you in form of words. So if you're the person who your boss has shouted you down 1,000,000 years, if you need to detach, please detach. If there are any things that questions your ability, even someone you're working with that is making you not confident in your delivery, you might need to step. I didn't say you should fight, or you might need to withdraw a bit to show, and then make sure you're somebody who. Okay, well, she's already back up here, so that let me not take so much of her time. Please, dear ma'am, go ahead and have the mic. Thank you so much for coming back up. Sorry about the network there.
Okay, so I wanted to leave us with will I call it a call to action, basically. So I wanted us to audit our skills, sit with yourself, audit the skills you have, what you know you can do, the ones you know you can't do, and you need to be truthful. You need to be truthful, very truthful, to know where you're lacking, and need to, get more training on. Then also our brand. Start sharing what you know. Even if you're an enthusiast, you're not the person, share how your journey has been, how you've evolved, what you intend to do, how you're doing it. Just put it out there. And then again, explore global opportunities, freelancing, consulting, remote work. Just do that, because the truth is that you're not defined by what you do. You are who you are, irrespective of what you do. Do you understand? But then when you do these things, you're like you're bringing yourself to a place of like you're putting yourself on a platform for the world to see, because the world is a global place, it's a marketplace, basically. Like she said, if you've ever put out any post outside, you are already global. So it's not a global is global. Do you understand? So it's just, when we're talking about remote work, we now said, okay, if you want to earn, because now you're going to be earning in a different currency, which may sound too unrealistic to some people. That's why we talked about developing our mindsets to be able to handle it. Okay, so if you want to show up, please show up, and show up in your full essence. Now, I'll end by saying that information right? In fact, the other day I went, part of the seminar I went for, I said, he broke down information. He said, in, form, and action. Inside is something that goes inside of you. It must form you and cause you to what? Take an action. So knowledge, or rather, when you knowledge is only when you've acted on an information. So you've been on this call now. Is what are you going to do with it, and what is it going to yield that now knows if you have knowledge? You don't know a thing until you've acted upon a thing. So anything you've not acted upon, please don't write it that you know it. Okay. So I think I will wrap up with that. Thank you so much, Dr. Vivian. It's been a pleasure being on this call. I'm super, super grateful and I honor you. Thank you.
I don't know. It's super obvious. Like when you meet honorable people, it's better you just put them right. And I love you so much. Thank you so much for coming on board. Like we'll always call on you, right? Already we've made up our minds that our platform now we are going to be opening, we're going to be discussing hiring every week. So if for those people who are just joining, you just missed an opportunity for 3 jobs. So let me make you cry. So for some of you who think
Oh,
that we're joking on this platform, if you are just joining now, you missed. I'm sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. If you see the form, good luck to you. But then for all those who came early, because that's part of the things we're going to be doing, we'll put it at the beginning, put it at the middle, put it at the end, and nobody will know when. I said, I promised you guys, I told you guys that it's going to be like the coming of. So if you're not a believer, don't worry, don't stress. But those people, the people who are on the other side know exactly what I mean, right? So, but
yeah.
then I'm already super
Yes.
excited. Thank you so much, Ada, for breaking this down. As I'm saying it
Thank
again,
you. Thank you so
for
much.
everybody who is currently on this live, please go ahead. She's Ada Samuel. Just click on her profile and just follow her. Ada Samuel. Let me write that out now. So that we tell her that we are grateful when we're people of exchange. I believe that so well. So I'm also going to click on that so that everybody will see. I think you entered by you mistaking you when you entered, you did not write your name. You didn't what's the word on your you didn't write you
Let
didn't
me.
highlight. Yes, that's the challenge. You didn't highlight your name on your okay. So guys, give me a
Okay.
moment. Yes, you didn't highlight your name. So as you were talking, I was even pretty distracted because I was just checking for. So
Oh,
please, I'm hoping that NC, please just help me by ensuring that your name is written so that everybody can easily find you and access you. So I'm still saying it again. Please, if you are here and you have enjoyed our journey so far, please help us share. I am going to let me see those who have shared this event so far so that we can also find ways to honor you because I know that, of course, um, you are you sharing your platform with us is also an honor. So part of things I believe in honor so much as in I'm very big on it. So if anybody didn't finally I don't know how to use that word now. If I if you probably don't get close to me as you probably would maybe you would have touched that particular side in a negative way. But most of the people in my circle are people who understand honor. They are givers. So I'm always super excited. So she's all thank you so much for coming on board. Like I'll say it again, Ada. Please help me write if you've been able to correct okay, someone okay, awesome. So you shared your profile. She's please let's go ahead and just click on her profile and just follow her and find out how she can help you in all of your processes and all that. Definitely I'm going to bring her on board and I'm going to also prevail on her on some offers, certain offers. But we didn't discuss that. I really apologize because I was super busy this week. I didn't
it's
even
okay.
as in the word is I know let me use colloquial terms. I know C Road this week. We're trying to hire for
No.
next date. So I've just been even our boot camp is supposed to start tomorrow, but I'm going to have to
Yes.
towards the end of this. I hope everybody who is on board should probably give me a moment so that I'll give some little more announcements in that direction because we want to make sure that we set up a structure for everyone who will be jumping in as well.
Okay.
Okay, so I think you've dropped that. Let me look to spotlight everyone who has shared so far. Just give me a moment, maybe 2 minutes. Let me just find everyone so that we're able to spotlight them and tell them thanks for sharing. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so Emmanuel Atapa. Okay, so I think he's the videographer. Emmanuel, if you're the one who actually sent in that application, hey, let me not say it. I don't want another person to know that that was part of the job openings. That's what happens when you go come Dr. Melissa. Wow. Okay, we need to see you, right? We need to talk programs. Please, let's talk after this event. Shoma Okafa, thank you so much for sharing. Great as well. Okay, Ozioma, thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate you. Uchechi, Nancy, thank you so much for sharing. She's an amazing person, human physiologist. She's also a public health specialist. She was part of our cohort, our last cohort. Thank you so much. Peculiar, thank you so much. Ada Samuel, thank you. The way you have been super excited. I don't know. These are the kind of persons I like working with. Esther Bolariste. Yes, thank you so much. Jake, thank you so much. Family members. Neobong Ede, thank you so much. Precious Chinwendu, thank you so much. Christiana, my God, she actually made a special post. Christiana Monisola, thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing. Thank you, Chisom Daniel. I really appreciate you. This was 3 days ago. My goodness. I always would say it. Sharing it at the event today is not as it's not as I don't know how to explain it now. Is as it's not as crucial as sharing it as soon as it comes out. We have more time to reach more people, especially Chisom 3 days ago, 4 days ago, Esther Onyemewu. And then okay, my husband, Felix Magnus. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Yes, so I can see in newborn. Let me spotlight your name. Thank you so much. And then I can also see Grace. Thank you so much for sharing. And every other person who has been participating, please, like I said again, please help us share because we want to get our numbers up because we need those numbers, right? We need those numbers if we are, it's also a proof that you all are very interested in what we're doing here and that we can always bring you all up. And then, of course, for me, I would always want that as much as possible. One of the things I've realized that the because of the lots of the shifts that that's currently ongoing in Phoenix Gates, we always want people to literally because it's going to help us in the sense that we already know you. So these job opportunities, as we grow, of course, there are some announcements that I'm going to be making, some gifts that we're going to be giving out right at the tail end of this event today, because we want a lot of people to just come into the family so that we can just be working with you so that on Sundays we can even sign attendance and say, okay, I was not at this event. By the end of maybe middle of the year, we can even run an assessment for everybody in such a way that once we are now, yes, so okay, see our excellent woman here. You're going to help me with that, Madam HR, so that we're able to know that we have people. So when we are training, we know that we have people. And then when it's time to get those jobs, right? This first phase, maybe those people who have gotten this job, at least today, they should just count it as luck.
So
But
it's like a
for next, we
candidate
might not want to
pipeline.
leave it out there
Definitely.
because
Mm.
exactly. So it means that the way to the people who are consistent, we know that we can vouch for them when they ask us questions. Like for those people who have volunteered so far for the Phoenix Kids group, I told them that part of the things that we will help you do is also give you a proper portfolio. Of course, at the beginning of the event, we always let you listen to what we do so that you know that, okay, these are the part of the things that these are the metrics you're going to be discussing on your book, right? When you want to write your portfolio as regards what you helped us do. So, but then you have to come with a light of what you want to offer. So literally everything you were saying today, we had the first phase of the meeting yesterday and we literally discussed that, some people came in and were saying, oh, they do this, but they are looking for ways they can be helped because they are looking for opportunity. I said, Jesus, I knew there and then that those people have missed maybe 4 events of this year already. In fact, somebody came into my DM this week and was telling me something. The first thing I told the person was, do you come for our events? Because from that conversation, it was totally off, right? You just know that this person doesn't come around. I'm just hoping that this person I'm talking about is here because, like I said, you can't volunteer from outside. We have to know you to give you the opportunities that you're looking for, right? So that's essentially what we're talking about. Okay, so somebody is saying, Okay, please, I will come for tutorial, Esther. I saw it. Thank you so much. Okay, so some people are really celebrating you. Please, if you have benefited so far in this conversations, please, I want you to scream all around the room. Please let her know that she really poured out her life, and then we honor her. We're grateful for the time she took out of her busy schedule to come in for us. So this is me also passing an announcement for some of the changes that are currently. We will be opening up our doors from today to membership, because like I said, we want to be accountable to the people who are learning with us, so that we know the people who are ours. We don't want to be having meetings every day. I'll tell you again, guys, it's not robbery. We've had these meetings for 6 months back to back. In fact, no retreat. Some of you are not even saying there's something that God must have done for this lady, because it means that 6 months I never had a reason to tell you guys anything why I'm not here. I mean, for 6 full months. 6 full months. Number one. So that is number one. Number two, you guys also know that there was no enumeration. I mean, none of you paid me to come out here, right? So it was something that we realized that a lot of persons, like I'll say it again, I'll talk about my stories over and over again. I was in probably where some of you were. My remote work journey just started with of course, I got to a point in my life where I decided that I cannot not be telling people that, okay, I gave birth and I'm not doing anything. No, it's going to sit at home. I better tell the world what I can do. So guys, I'm sitting at home. I have my keys somewhere, right? But I am still except I tell you, you probably wouldn't even know. Some of you, every single time a lot of people have the opportunity, they come into my DM and they say, hello, we love you. Can you be my friend? Guys, it happens on LinkedIn, for those people wondering. That's why every single time I used to wear you can see my beauty mark on my left hand. And I wear it a lot because I noticed that a lot of people, but it's not like, that's not the essence of our conversation today. But I'm just trying to say this because I know that there are people who are currently on this call. And all that is in your mind, I mean, literally all that is in your mind is how you're going to be telling people how that, okay, you were not able to get the job. Maybe you moved to a country where nobody knows you. You're still trying to find your footing. Guess what? If you were doing a remote work, you can literally go to anywhere. So currently, my family were constructing actively. And part of the things that have come up as a concern is this, okay, if I travel right now to monitor the project, if I have to travel to monitor the project, what will it be? Nothing. I'll just show up on Sunday. You guys will not know. Probably the only thing you will notice is another background, right, of probably where I'm, the new place I would move into, to ensure that I keep up with this event, right? Of course, for the volunteers who joined our voluntary groups, we've already started making plans to come up with structures. We'll get some of our excellent men as well, men and women who are currently in our community, to also be part of the share. So some weeks you might come in, I would also help facilitate. Other persons will also facilitate, just so that we create a structure around it, because that is a new phase that we are moving into now actively. So someone, let me look again into the comment section before I bring in one of our speakers. He said, China said, okay, awesome. Sincerely, I will say it over and over again, a platform like this, when I joined LinkedIn freshly, because I would not have stressed, right? I would not have stressed, right? I knew right now it's okay. Okay, awesome. Okay. So right now we're going to be getting, okay, awesome. So I'm going to look right back. Okay. So if you're ready, please just give me a thumbs up if you're ready to come on board. We're going to be bringing a second speaker for the night. Awesome. If you are ready, just show me a thumbs up and then I'll bring you on board. Okay, awesome. So, like I had earlier last week. Oh, awesome. Good to see you. How are you doing today? Okay, you could speak so that we'll be sure that all our technical
I'm doing great. Can you hear
are
me?
fixed. Awesome, awesome. Yes, I can hear you, but you might want to increase your volume a little bit if it's within your control. Okay, awesome. So, like I shared this,
Better.
she's someone who has, yes, awesome. That's perfect. So she's somebody who has worked super has done so much work on Upwork. So today she's going to be sharing with us essentially how to write. I know that there are so many freelancers already in the building, and those who are currently doing if this is something they want to do for themselves. So please, guys, help us share. So we have many people on board as well on the live events. So if you're on YouTube, please help us share. On Facebook, help us share so that as many persons that can come in can soak in some of these materials. So dear NC and Chini Cheram. Yes, I hope I'm not Mrs.
Yeah, it's
Oji. Let me leave it
correct.
at that now. So somebody just shot me in the comment section now. Okay, so thank you so much for coming on board. I really, really appreciate you. The mic.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so very much, Dr. Vivian. I appreciate this opportunity to be here this evening with you all. I mean, when you reached out to me, I was like, and then I joined the section. I'm like, okay, this is looking like a gathering of amazing stay-at-home rocket moms, you know. So I also really want to appreciate the last speaker, Mrs. Ada. You were amazing. I have my notes filled up. Like that was such a mind blowing, insightful section. Thank you so very much. And I mean, Dr. Vivian, this platform is one of a kind. When I joined earlier, I saw someone come in saying, I need a VA. And I'm like, why do we not have more platforms like this? I mean, this is amazing. All right. Not just dishing value, but also having more like bringing recruiters to great talents that need them. All right. So let me just jump right into it. I'm here to talk about writing winning Upwork proposals, right? So job winning Upwork proposals. So I believe Upwork is slowly becoming a household name, right? Especially for those of you in my country, all right, and of course everywhere. It doesn't matter where you're based. Upwork is one of the well-known freelancing platforms out there, and probably like 70% of people here are currently on Upwork, have heard about Upwork. You're trying to get a job on Upwork. All right. So I hear people say Upwork is saturated. I agree. Upwork has loads and loads of freelancers, all right? Um, and I mean, the virtual space does, right? But one thing I tell people is you have to, just like the last speaker said, okay, you have to be determined. You have to know what value are you bringing to the table, okay? If I'm an executive assistant, all right, and a customer support expert, so as a freelancer, first thing is what service am I there to render? Because you're selling service. So I love to say that freelancers are business career people, right? So you are like your own boss. You're managing your time. You're doing your thing. All right. So I'm not here to talk about freelancing because I believe most of us already know about the concept of freelancing, but about how to write proposals that will actually win you jobs. All right. So I've been freelancing for a while. I think just clocked 3 years, and I'm also a mom. I have two kids, two little ones. And when I started freelancing, I was pregnant. I was 7 months pregnant, and I've always had that thing of I want to be there in my kids' formative age, right? So applying for jobs 9 to 5 just did not fit into that dream that I had. All right, being able to be a mom that brings something to the table. I mean, a whole lot to the table. A woman that is doing something, but also there for the kids. And freelancing has given me that opportunity, that privilege, and I'm entirely grateful for it. To be very honest, and so I started freelancing. That was 2022, yeah, and one of the challenges that I notice is most people struggle to get jobs on platforms like Upwork, and the issue is I tell people that come to me and tell me, I've been on this platform, I can't get job, it's overly saturated, it's not working for newbies. Nobody joined Upwork as $10,000 and 7 jobs done. Everyone joined us with 0 jobs, zero work history, zero earnings, right? You have to work your way to the top, okay? And one of the ways to do that is one of the biggest challenge is landing your first project, okay? So besides writing a job winning proposal, setting up a profile that is not screaming, I'm a newbie, I'm new, is very important. All right. So, but let's get into writing job winning proposal. Let's get into it. Okay. So I say this: writing job winning proposal is a skill in itself. All right. And just like every other skill, you have to nurture it, you have to learn, you have to get the knowledge that you need. As a new freelancer, I struggled. All right. I struggled because I will see great jobs. I can do this job. I'm applying, that even seeing my proposal possibly, but nobody was responding to me. And I knew something was wrong. All right. Or something I was not doing right. So I took my time to check, how does this platform work? All right. The first thing you have to know when it comes to writing job winning proposal on Upwork is that every proposal has elements they should contain. All right, I've seen someone send me their Upwork proposal to preview on LinkedIn. And when the person sent it to me, because they said submit a cover letter, the person literally, the format that we use in writing formal letters, where you have the whole address thing, dear ma, dear sir. And I'm like, whoo, shoot, right? This is not, it's a cover letter, yes, but every, just like you're writing a business proposal, it has a format. All right. Same thing goes. You're writing a job, writing an Upwork proposal, it should have a format that you should follow. All right. The first thing you should always do before you even start typing anything in the name of cover letter is to read the job posts. All right. I remember making a post and I said, most of you are not winning jobs on Upwork because of this singular habit of not reading people's posts before you comment on LinkedIn. All right. So you carry that same thing where you just see a post and you say, oh, so insightful. Oh, so amazing. But you did not even read more than the two lines. So you see a job post and the job post says, I'm looking for an executive assistant. And you do not, because you're always in a rush. People are always in a rush to, I want to be the first person to write a proposal. I want to be the first person to drop. And you don't take the pain to read. All right. Now, especially for those clients that took time, like the client took time to draft a job post. And girl, you want to submit a proposal without reading it? What are you going to say in the proposal? Because whatever it is you're going to say in that proposal has to come from what is on the job posts. All right. So before you write any proposal, remember to take your time to do what? To read the job posts. All right. Now, there is now this new thing that most Upwork clients are learning, and is to drop what I call a trap. All right, somewhere most times can be at the end of the job post. They now say, to be sure you read this job post, start this proposal by telling me your favorite food, and then someone somewhere just submits the job a proposal without saying my best food is spaghetti or my best food is rice, whatever. All right, you just helped that client to just screen you out. Like they won't even read whatever it is that you have going on, because why? They'll just conclude, and I mean they're right? You did not read my job posts. Okay, you just saw a job, you just started applying without any knowledge of what I'm looking for. Okay, so now coming to the structure or the element of a good proposal, the first thing is a straightforward greeting. All right. So you don't start writing the proposal by just saying, I'm so excited to be applying for the no. Great. Right. I mean, it's expected. Hello. All right. Now, if you've been on Upwork for a while, you should know that if it's for a client that has hired over and over, there is a way I find the name of the client. All right. So you go under the client's history. And you go to where freelancers say something about them, like they drop their rating, they probably leave a review for the client. In many occasions, you would find the client's name. So if I find the client name, I like to address that cover letter to the person that I'm applying to. So I can just say, hi, Vivian, all right, or hello, Vivian. And that is also like a way to get the
Okay, so
client.
sorry, 1 minute, Miss Audrey. I think your monitor is loud. You might want to mute one of the devices you have. Apparently, you have two. There are two screens on, because two voices are actually coming up on the live. Someone said that. Thank you so much, Amanda, for that. Join me
Okay,
as well. My mic was muted, so I knew it wasn't me. So have you been
can you
able
hear
to
me
reduce?
better?
You muted the other one, the other device. You have to mute it completely.
No, I just closed it. So it shouldn't be. I'm not even on that
Okay, so
device. I'm just on LinkedIn with that device.
just go
So
ahead
you
and
want?
speak. Let me check you
Can
out
you hear
again. But
me
two
better?
devices were, yes, I could hear you, but because that's I'm backstage, right? So it's perfect from my end. But the people
Oh,
who are currently were
oh,
hearing you speak twice. So awesome. So back, you could just go ahead. If you've turned off, all you have to do is to mute the second device. Even if you just want to be seeing yourself, right? Just mute it and
I was
not
not live
lowering,
on the
just
other
mute it
device.
completely because of
It was just one
interference.
device. I'm
You said?
surprised. I was just on LinkedIn. I'm just on LinkedIn with the other device, so I just had to close that out, I guess. Can you
Okay,
hear me?
yes, you have just mute it. Mute it. Yes, crystal clear. So you just have to depend on this side. If not, they'll be hearing two different sounds at the same
Oh,
time.
great. Perfect. Thank you so much.
I do that as well. I have to mute. Yes. So I'm muting now. Thank you so much. The mic is yours.
All right. Okay, so the first thing I said is a straightforward greeting. All right. So hello. So if you can't find a client's name, my best thought is always hello. All right. So it can be hello, the client's name, hello there, and by there I always prefer to use THERE. All right. All right. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes,
My
perfect.
little.
We're good. No,
Okay.
I
So
know that face.
all right. Okay, so the next thing is I've been in that place where, as a freelancer, and I've also been in the other end. And by that I mean I've had the opportunity to hire for my clients. All right. So managing a client's Upwork account, hiring on their behalf. All right. And there's something that I see most times, and I tell people from the client's perspective, all the client would see is the first three lines of your proposal, two, three lines of your proposal, and that is all. So those lines have to catch their attention. Now, for every job, if you're a VA, for instance, or a graphic designer, and you see a job post, trust me when I say that even if you're the first person to submit the proposal, before 1 hour, there may be like 50 other proposals coming in. So the client gets to see loads of proposal. So if whatever it is that you're saying in your first three lines do not catch their attention, does not make them feel like, oh, I think there's something exciting going on here, there's something interesting going on here, they would not click to reach further. All right. All they will do is just scroll through. They just pass your proposal and continue. So now what do you do? Okay, the best approach is what I call a straightforward, like a restatement of the client's core need or problem. What does that mean? I've read your job posts, all right? I'm not jumping in to start writing by saying, oh, I have 7 years experience in executive assistant. I believe, no. I'm going to do what I call restating your core need, all right? I also love to call those, what is the client's pain point, all right? When I read a job post, one of my major targets is to find this client's pain point. In a sentence or two, what exactly is this client looking for? Why did they leave their busy schedule to come on Upwork to make this job post? All right. So it can be, say, an example is I've read the job post and I see that you're looking for, say, a versatile or a detail oriented executive assistant to assist with this, and this. I'm going to give you back what you gave me. All right. So I can say, hello, Vivian. I can even use reading carefully through your job post. I can see that you're looking for a detail oriented. Now, if you use detail oriented, I'm going to give you back detail oriented. That is a way of telling this client that I've read your job post, and whatever I'm going to say after now is coming from a place of understanding what you need. All right. So I see most proposals, and the person just goes, "Dear hiring manager, I have 7 years of experience in this. Babe, excuse me, hold it. What am I looking for? All right. Do you even know? I know you have 7 years of experience in working in White House and Gray House, but what am I looking for? Okay, so I love to restate. So what that does for you is it makes the client to want to know what you want to say further, because it's just like you putting yourself to tell the client, I understand. what you need. I understand your pain point. So if a client uses word like, I'm looking for a versatile virtual assistant, don't say, I can see, no, I'm going to use the same word. I can see that you're looking for a versatile virtual assistant to help with A, B, C, and D. That is like you giving what I call a restatement of the client's core need or problem. Now, the next thing you want to do is that statement is meant to be followed by a reassurance that I understand what you're looking for, all right? I can help you and I'm available to start immediately. Now, Upwork clients are always looking for who is available, not someone that probably has like five jobs ongoing, or someone that can tell me, oh, give me 1 month to be ready to work with you and all of that. So always telling them, oh, I can see that you're looking for this, that, all right? I understand your need for assistance. I can help you with that and I'm available to start right away, is telling them, I get you, all right? And then the next thing is what makes you the perfect fit for this job. So you've clearly told the client, I understand your need for assistance, I can help you, and all of that. Beautiful. All right. Why do you think you can get my job done? Why do you think you're the perfect fit for my job? All right. So that is where you come in with saying, I have 5 years of experience in this, in this, in this, in this, and that. All right. So you don't start off with saying, I have 7 years experience in this. All right. Without making the client understand that you understand their problem, right? So I have 5 years of experience in this. In my previous work experience, I assisted with this, with this, all right? You are highlighting skills that the client clearly highlighted on their job posts, all right? You are highlighting the qualities that the client is looking for, okay? So if the client says, I need someone that can work with Trello, with Asana, with ClickUp, all right? Now I'm telling you that I have experience managing tasks on Trello. I have experience monitoring tasks and deadlines on Asana and all of that. Okay, so that is where you will go ahead to talk about why you think you're the perfect fit for the job. Okay, now the next thing is step by step or methods that you will use to get the job done. Okay, so I've gone ahead to say I have 4 years of experience and all of that. Now, for those of you that maybe you're into graphic designing, social media management, and all of that, that may not cut it for most clients. All right, saying that I have 4 years of experience in social media management, I have this, I can use CapCut, may not cut it for most clients. All right, so you may have to give what I call a tip of the iceberg. All right, I need someone that can help me grow my Instagram page from 2,000 to 10,000. Babe, how are you going to get it done? All right, are you just here to tell me I can get it done, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it? All right, you want to tell the client, Dr. Vivian, are you talking to me? Because I can see your lips moving. Dr. Vivian? Okay, I see your lips moving. I was wondering if you are speaking or maybe your mic is on mute. All right, okay, beautiful. Okay, so you want to give the clients like what I call a tip of the iceberg, right? How can I get this done? Now, another trick there is, like I said earlier, what the client gets to see like loads and lineup of proposals, and they don't get to see everything. You see all those juicy things that you have going on, they don't get to see all of that. They only get to see the first 3 lines of your proposal, all right, as well as the first 3 lines of every other freelancers that that submitted their proposal. So one of the things you can also target doing is what I call catching the attention of the client. Now there are different ways to do that. So let me give you an example. All right, a client drops a link to their website on their job post. Don't start applying for that job without checking out their website. The client was not foolish to drop it there. They want you to go check out that website. All right, click on that website, go check it out. All right, and you can use that. I always love it when client drops something that can give me, something that I can use to get your attention. Like you are giving me a hook and I'm grabbing onto it, right? So a good example was, I remember working for this lady that runs a potty school in the US. And when I saw the job post and she dropped a website, and I went to the website, and I'm like, what? A potty school? People run that? Is that something like that? All right. It was interesting because I saw great testimonials from parents, people that have autistic children, special needs kids that she has helped in her course of work. And I thought that this is brilliant. This is such amazing service. So I would not come back and start saying I have 5 years of experience in administrative support. No, I felt to leverage on that piece of information that she has given me, which was her website. All right. So I came back and I said, I took a trip to your website, or I visited your website, and I can see that I am so impressed by what you're doing, the testimonials on the website. I just gave her like a background, just like to make her feel good. Oh, wow, this person is someone that appreciates, you see the value that I'm bringing. She appreciates the value that my company is bringing. And that is the kind of person I want to have on board. All right. So you want to catch the attention of the client. All right. Now, so I was talking about step-by-step method. All right. Now, there's some kind of job you'll be applying for. Trust me. You do not want to just tell the client, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. You want to give the client a tip of the iceberg. Don't give them everything, all right? No. They're hiring you for everything, right? So you just want to give them like a tip, okay? So you are saying, oh, to grow your page, I'm going to help you to first do a quick research on understanding your audience. I'm going to go ahead to create a content calendar that is targeted to your prospective clients, stuff like that. Like, I'm just giving you like step, and then you can portray that, you can list that using a bullet point, so your proposal come out looking clean, concise, neat, very easy to absorb, and not like, oh my god, a lot of things are going on here. Okay, so the next thing is attachment. Of course, attachments, reference, portfolios. Now you can make reference to your portfolio. You're a designer. Don't just tell someone you can design, show them something. All right, you need a proof, baby. You need something to tell this person, yes, I can design logos. You can take a trip to my portfolio. You can check me out. I can, this is what I've done. All right. It can be a link to your introductory video. I started doing that recently after I created an introductory video on my Upwork profile. So I would tell the clients, like, I would more like nudge them to take a quick trip to my profile and watch my introductory video. All right. I mean, you don't have to wait to the interview to meet me. You can go to my profile and meet me. And then, of course, what I call CTA, call to action. All right. I look forward to a quick discovery call to further discuss your need for assistance and how I can bring my expertise to the table. That is a good line to use for your CTA. All right. So you're more like nudging this client to take action. Now, when it comes to attachment, let me say this. When you're attaching a document, a file, whatever it is that you're attaching to your proposal, remember Upwork has strict policies, all right? Dropping things like anything that contains your personal contact information can get your account suspended, all right? So please stay clear from attaching maybe, oh, here is my LinkedIn profile, link to my LinkedIn profile, oh, this is my email address. You are getting yourself into a big trouble, all right? So try, even if you're dropping maybe a link to a portfolio, all right, make sure that portfolio does not have your personal information, because Upwork is going to preview it before they present it to the client, all right? And if it contains things like that, you're running the risk of getting your account suspended. Now, a few do's and don'ts when it comes to writing a job winning proposal. The first thing is, don't use a template. I've seen people on LinkedIn saying, oh, join me, I would give you a rule book, a template, and all of that. And people are getting all excited. Oh, this person is going to give me a template I can now use, like what has been working for you. I'll now give you a copy of my proposal. You now carry it and save it somewhere on your device. And immediately you see, I'm looking to hire an executive assistant. You don't even finish writing executive assistant. You just do copy and paste, and then you send. You will not win jobs that way, all right? You will never win a job that way. You know why? Because client A is looking for an executive assistant. Client B is looking for an executive assistant. The same job title, all right? But when you read through the job posts, they're looking for two different things. This person is looking for someone that will help them with flight bookings, this and that. The other person is looking for someone that will do research work, social media management or something. Those are two different things. But because you have a template that you feel that this person that has 100,000 earning on Upwork gave me this template, I can beat my chest. It will get me my jobs. It won't. You will run a risk of the clients feeling that because the client can always tell a pre-made proposal. Why? This proposal does not get to my pain points. No. I never said anything about travel. Why am I saying travel on your proposal? All right. I never mentioned Asana. Why do I have Asana on your proposal? That means, girl, you did not read my proposal. All right. They can always tell when that proposal is not for their job. The second thing is, don't make your proposal all about you. I see some proposals and you are just bragging, girl. You are just bragging. All right. That proposal, if you worked in White House, you worked in the government house, you worked in the Senate, it does not matter if it has nothing to do with the job description. All right. So leave all that 7 years of experience that you have in the law firm that has nothing to do with the new post you're applying. Leave it alone. All right. Only cite work experiences, skills that fit into the job description. All right. So make it about you. Another thing is the tone of your proposal. All right. The tone of your proposal is very important. You see a proposal, the proposal sounds more of, have you ever read a blog and you can tell that this person is a very sarcastic person? By just reading that blog, you can tell this lady is funny. She sounds funny. All right. You should aim for professional yet delightful tone when you're writing a proposal. All right. She's a very professional person. She knows her craft, but she sounds like someone that is very, has an amazing personality I want to work with. So you see me using things like happy to be of assistance. I would love to help, So I'm sounding all professional in my proposal, but she sounded like someone you want that is going to be in your corner, right? Clients are looking for someone that will be in their corner, someone that is there to lift the burden of them, there to assist them, someone that is there to carry their mat on their head and all of that stuff, all right? So please focus. When I'm writing a proposal, I'm thinking of this client. All right, I have you in my mind and I'm like, what does this client actually want? And I'm trying to communicate, because proposal is actually communication. It's your first contact with that prospective client. All right, so I'm trying to communicate with you. I understand you. I feel you. I'm here to help, and all of that. Not all about, I have 10 years of experience here. I do this, all of those plenty eyes are not important. All right. If I'm telling you that I have 5 years of experience in this and this and that, with that, I'm trying to all bring it back to, I believe that all that experience is going to, is going to make me a person of value for you, for your team, for your company. All right. So always make it all about the client and not all about yourself. Now, aim for clean proposals. There are people that are terrible with structure when it comes to writing. So you see someone say hello, and they just start writing on that same line. No paragraphing, no line spacing. You just start writing. Have you ever seen a broadcast message on WhatsApp? It's everything is just written together. You're struggling to find what the person is saying, and you're like, what is going on here? You are not the only person that dropped the proposal. Trust me. If a client opens your proposal and is boring to the eye, stressful to read, they'll just skip your proposal and move to the next person. All right. So you want to give space. So you say hello, leave a space. Your first paragraph, leave a space. All right. Make it all your paragraphs to be, say, 3-4 lines. Leave a space. 3-4 lines. Leave a space. Your call to action, and then, of course, your outro. I like to call it outro. All right. Don't use yours sincerely, yours faithfully. Those are kind of outdated. All right. Warm regards. Best regards. All right. And of course, your name. Okay. So you want your proposal to be clean. You want it to be concise. Some people ask, how long should my proposal be? Your proposal shouldn't be so long. All right. Nobody has time to read five pages of proposal. All right. So aim for brief, concise, straight to the point proposal. All right. A client will not spend 2 hours trying to read what you have. They have other proposals to preview. All right. So get to the point, get to the pain point, hit the nail by the head. Yeah, the nail by the head. All right. Hit the nail by the head, get to the point. And I think if you're able to do that, girl, you stand. And one thing I have to say when it comes to writing proposal is most times people just see jobs. Don't apply for jobs. If you're on Upwork and you're listening to me, stop applying for jobs that do not match your profile. So your profile is saying executive assistant. You see a job on graphic designing, you think you can design, or you believe you can design, and you start applying. A client will be led to your profile. And if the profile you have is not matching their job post, or the skills that you have in your profile is not matching your job post, you will not get jobs. So that's why most times you see your profiles your jobs are getting viewed, but no response. All right. So please make sure that if you have other skills. All right, you are a data analyst, you're also a VA, you're also a dancer, right? Have a profile. Upwork allows you to have 3 specialized profiles. So have like 3 different profiles to sell these different services. So when you see a data analyst job, apply for it using your data analyst profile. That way, when the person is resonating with, is filling your proposal, and they get your profile, is still the same music you're singing. All right, the same thing on your profile, the same skills that they are looking for your profile, and not something different, that they get confused. Are you a VA or are you a graphic designer? All right, so please focus. Don't try to apply for every job you see on the platform. Apply for jobs that match your profile. Okay, and please always, I mean, Upwork is a bit competitive now. You use Connect to apply. You use Connect to apply on Upwork, right? And so much money. Most people are spending so much money. Before you apply for a job, go to the client's history. Who is this client? What is the higher rate of this client? So you don't, I mean, some clients have posted 20 jobs on the platform, but they've hired nobody. So you just join the queue of those that have wasted their time. All right. So if a client has a poor hire rate, don't waste your time applying for jobs like that. They're just there to catch crews, or and all of that. They don't like to hire, or they're just looking for someone that they will lure off the platform to scam. All right. So go through the client history. All right. Go through the activity on the job. You see people. I was on my client Upwork account the other day, and I'm like, this job, my client had hired someone 2 weeks ago, all right, but he forgot to close out the job. And people like freelancers were still pumping in proposal. And like, can you not see that there is always already somebody hired for this job? So you just see a job, you just run in and you start applying. Go and look at the activity on the job. If this person is already interviewing 3-4 persons, don't just waste your time. There are many other jobs on the platform to apply for. This person has hired. Girl, what are you applying for? All right. So just leave those kind of jobs. So 2 things I just said: check the history of the client and check the activity of the job. These 2 things you must do before you even determine if you should go ahead to apply and not. And if you want to go ahead, don't forget to read the job posts before you go ahead. And I hope that is helpful, because I have very limited time to be here.
Amazing. I don't. My heart is just full. Thank you so much for ensuring that the Phoenix kids, I mean, the Phoenix bird, usually when there's so much power pack like this, the bird literally always hovers around this live event. And I'm so grateful for this amazing nugget. So we're going to be taking questions. So please, I hope we're going to be taking questions. So anybody who would want to also take some questions. Oh, we can see the VA storyteller. Thank you so much, guys. But thank you so much. This is so much fire. So part of things, a few other persons want to know. For some of us that will be applying lots more within this season, anybody that wants to take you away from the platform, once you hear Telegram, it's a scam. Once you
This
hear
scam.
Telegram,
This scam. An
once you
old-time
hear
scam.
Telegram,
Time wasting.
you're definitely going to lose your money. In fact, because some of them will say, okay, pay $50 so that you can get the job.
Exactly.
You just know that anybody that would move you out of those platforms to another place. And then one of the things I would also want to address is that I noticed that a lot of persons on Upwork, they use Upwork to get people to buy out their LinkedIn profiles. So if you are here and you just said, after all, it's $20, God forbid, though. I just pray nobody is in that position right now. I just hope you've not sold your profile for anything at all, right? Because most of the monies you make on platforms like LinkedIn, like Upwork, and guys, I also want to put it out there. It's not like there's anything wrong with Upwork, but Upwork has crazy people. So part of the things you're going to have to do as well is to read the reviews of the people who have worked with the clients before. Because hey, and the thing is, the shocking part of all this is that not everybody actually submits their review because they don't want it to also show on their own. So if you're lucky to see someone even give somebody 1 star despite all 5 stars by every other, you might just want to rethink, because that's where it can be super bad for you. Because once your GSS course starts deepen. If you meet a mad person, God, I just pray, may God not, is the fact that, of course, there is the, I'm a spiritual person, so I'll always bring it to term. There's a place where also you can walk into a very honorable client. There are lots of clients who are not honorable. That's why for me, even for our students, I always try to preach to them. LinkedIn has a higher hiring rate compared to Upwork, but people don't know. People are, if you because you pay money to apply for jobs, it just looks like, okay, Upwork seems like it's the bigger one. But what people don't understand is that LinkedIn as well has, even if not more hiring rates compared. And one of the things you're going to get from LinkedIn, being hired on LinkedIn, is that you have relationship. You can even call your clients out on a post. I've seen it here. I mean, a client hired someone and got disappeared. In fact, after he posted, everybody that saw the post was just sharing it. So the person's future on LinkedIn is literally ruined. But on Upwork, there's nothing like that. And that's why a lot of people take advantage of that to do wickedness, literally. You have things like recruiters ghosting. You have things like after you finish working. So part of things we'll always say is pay attention to your issue account. Make sure that the person deposits money before you start your work, right? And then, of course, one of the things she was also saying, okay, this is us now going, we're going to have to discuss that on another event. We're going to probably talk about some of the best practices everyone should have after they have applied ones. Because some people, if you don't ask them and you start doing a job, you have literally shot yourself on the foot. What is excellence to the person? The person's excellence might just be, just give me, if it's a deadline, you don't give me, whether it's good or not. It doesn't deal. It's my own thought or characteristics or how I describe excellence for me. So these are the part of the things that everybody needs to pay attention to. I will still say it again. Upwork is, when you see people who are really progressing on Upwork, there are many factors, right? And then that's why I had to bring her on board, because it's possible that you are there applying and you've not gotten it all right. Well, I'm hoping that today now you've paid attention. So it's not the regular formal letter. Okay, I am this, I have an experience of this. In fact, try in your professional tone, just like she said, casualize it or make it more relatable. That's the better word, not casually. But make the person understand that, okay, I'm actually here to help you. So everything we've been discussing from last week to this week is essentially telling you that people need their problems solved. I mean, I've read a job description before where inside the post wrote, I like hot dog. The person said, your proposal mentioning that you like hot dogs. So for all those people who used to do copy and paste profile, I know some of you now, we've already told you a format this night. You've already copied it. Say, first of all, I'm going to say, once I see VA, I'm going to tell her pain point. But somewhere towards the ending part of that post, she said, start the conversation by mentioning that you like hot dog. So when the person is looking through these job descriptions, the person will just see you describing. In your mind, you would have spent your connect. You just be saying, I mean, I gave it to this lady. In fact, I'm going to trace her to all other platforms and make sure that she knows I'm the one who applied, but then you failed on it. So one of the things, eventually, when Upwork finds out that whoever posted the job posted a link, they will flag the job. So
Yeah.
once you see, just copy it quickly and keep it. So just give me a moment. Once you're ready, please, I'm behind. If you need to take any further questions, I hope that people are giving up the questions. So one of the things that happens all the time is this: once Upwork sees some of those posts, what they do is that they'll flag it and they'll take out the job. So within the minute, just copy it, put it somewhere. What we'll also say, part of the strategy is find the person up on Upwork, the hiring manager, find the person up, because like I said, people are unruly. Sincerely, for my personality, right? I don't see any reason why any human being should be treated like the way they treat people on Upwork. Sincerely, I'm just preparing you now. I'm not saying anything. Of course, you guys know that I am Mother Ginger, right? So it means that my mind is in the sense that I would want you to take on anything, whether it's hard or not. But I want to also prepare your mind to understand that, okay, this place is, because they know that there's no form of accountability. in the sense that, okay, whether or not platform was curated, there's no opportunity for relationships. Only when the hiring managers communicate with you, then you can communicate back. So they do a lot of crazy things. So I'm hoping that a lot of us are also paying attention. But I'll still say it again. LinkedIn here has more hiring rate. If you think I'm lying, just go and browse it. If it's not more, it's about the same, right? So it means that if you play your card well as regards your personal branding, just like we've described, because literally all of January we talked about personal branding. So if this is your first time here, just go and find, okay, some of the events I took them out. You can go to our YouTube channel and just check, right? Upskilling with Dr. Money. You see everything we talked about on personal branding so that you can literally sit down and pay attention to yourself. Because in the end, right, like we said, the idea is not to zone into yourself onto, okay, I am this and this, but those experiences are supposed to come up within your mind and make you feel like you can actually, when you feel that way, even though you're focusing on your clients, literally you find out that there's this peace around you and everybody will be comfortable working with you. So I'm going to be while we're waiting on for the questions, right, we have another hirer, right, on board. So yes, but this particular job is kind of is a local job. So like we said, that's how we're going to be doing our event, right? So if you want to hire for next week and you're currently on this slide, please send me a DM so that we can get you on board to hire. So if you came late, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. The jobs are already up and out. So the next job is going to be coming up now. We're going to have an opportunity to get some of our best persons in the community to also come, and she would describe what she would want. She's someone that has been pivotal to this community. I've spoken to them already. As many that are hiring, there's all out. I don't know if she's able to reach out before like I said, from now on, we'll be keeping strict till time. In fact, if I have my way, we might even do our events super shorter. But one of the things I've noticed is that most of our speakers are super passionate about what they teach, and they are very detailed, and it's a blessing to me. So if you're on these events, you know how we bless people, right? So someone should please help me. We're going to type her name now, our second speaker for the night, so that everybody can just go ahead and follow her. Okay, so let me check. I'm going to do that, but then I'm going to be, while I'm bringing up our second, someone who is hiring tonight, please help me. Okay, so let me go right even in the comment section to see some funny things going on. Right, some people are making me laugh. Okay, great. Yes, if you have a question, please go ahead and ask. Okay, so somebody's also saying that this will also help people seeking physical jobs. Excellent. So the person who is going to come up now is looking for somebody who will be more physical with her. And for me, I've known her for like, I think going to 6-7 months now, and I don't know, I can vouch for her, right? I'm so honored, right, that literally all the people who are seeking to hire and all the people who have been around from the inception of the Phoenix Gates Group. So I'm not giving you people that I don't know. Okay, so somebody, let me see. Okay, yes. So Princess is also saying that. So Ma, if you're ready, Mr. Lushola, if you're ready, just give me a thumbs up and then I'll bring you on board so that. Are you ready, Ma? Okay, let me see that. If you can hear me, can you hear me? Okay, I'll see you.
Yes. Sorry, I'm just coming from a party. Well, not a party. It was a family event. So I'm not dressed. I'm not dressed for your occasion like this. I know that tonight is all about remote job. So I didn't dress like this for this. So good evening, everyone. I'm looking for a PA, a personal assistant. I worked with a lady for about 3 years, so I know that I am not so cranky. If anybody can work with me for 3 years, then that is a good sign. But it's Lagos based and preferably mainland Lagos, so that the person is not so far out that she has to get to work late. It's also hybrid. So you're going to have some days when you work from home and some days when you report physically for work. I'm looking for somebody who is a go-getter, excellent communication skills. I'm sorry, I don't shy away from that, because this is somebody who's going to attend meetings, even sometimes attend meetings on my behalf, and may have to speak impromptu. I don't mind helping the person, but that person has got to at least have something in her, that makes it easier for me to coach her or train her. I like people who pay attention to details. It's very, very important. And I do not like things that are left for too long. So I'm looking for somebody who is very proactive. I mean, you're on the job and you get things done. No excuses. I always tell people that I like results. I do not like excuses. So if you do have friends in Lagos who you feel would like a physical job, but like I said, all my workers, they do hybrid. I just feel that it also helps with the transport fare and all of that. Then the person has to be tech savvy. Very, very important. So I don't want somebody who I have to start from the scratch, like she's having to learn how to use a computer and things like that. No, the person must come already with that skill to be able to work with me. Then strong interpersonal skills is very important, because I work in diverse spaces. I'm in Greek, I'm in speaking. I'm running a conference this year in the month of April. So by then, hopefully, I would have found someone. The experience is going to be so huge that if you ever stop working with me, you would be able to scale even much further, because the job is going to expose you to quite a number of things. I'm a speaker, so every time I go anywhere, my PA goes with me. It's always an advantage. You listen to me speak, you listen to other speakers. So if anybody is here on the call and they feel that they're in Lagos on mainland looking for a job, or you have friends who are looking for, please, the person must have done their NYSC. I have a worker right now who is having to do his NYSC, and they didn't post him to me. So I do not really want anybody who has not done their NYSC. The person must have, completed their NYSC. So I hope all of this is understood. Dr. Vivian, back to you.
Absolutely, it's super clear. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming on board. What you're going to help me do is probably you help me share your LinkedIn profile on the comment section, so that as many persons
I can't get to the comment section. I can't get to the comment section from where I am.
Okay, no problem. You can actually go out and then come to the other side.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice week, everyone.
I see that you have to run out to take.
And I made the gele myself. I made the gele myself.
Oh my goodness! Mama, is there anything you cannot do? Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful.
Yes, so my mom insisted. We all had to learn how to tie gele. She said, what if you can't find a professional around?
My goodness.
Thank you, everyone. Yes, good night.
Thank you so much. Good night. Thank you. Okay, someone asked, she's gone out. Do you have an age limit? Oh, that would have been. No, but if you're physical, I don't know if there's going to be age limits there. So please, let's reach out to her. Please reach out to her personally. Okay. Okay, Grace is saying. Okay, no, I haven't even shared the benefits yet, so there's no challenge. Ada, good to see you. Yes. I hope she gets to see this. Let me just spotlight it. I hope she gets to see this when she comes around, when she comes back to the comment section. So while we wait on her to probably just come right in and share information around the options. So I'm still saying it again. Once you come in here, right, and you would like to hire the following week, please, we're going to get feedback from the people you gave the job. That's what I usually do, right? And like I said, we're already building structure for the Phoenix Kids. So we have some volunteers to take more volunteers because we sent out emails, but I think some people have not seen it. So if you're currently on this live and you're not in the habit of checking your emails and you want to be a remote worker, I'll tell you again, you're going to miss a job opportunity because so once you're a freelancer, a global person, because you must pay attention to all your portals of connectivity. And one of them is email. I know a lot of persons, maybe in the global south, usually don't pay attention to their emails, but you should not be one of them, right? You should not be one of them. So we're able to send out some opportunities and those persons did not respond. So I'm going to be giving opportunity now to everybody who is on this live. If you'd like to volunteer for the Phoenix Kids group, please send me a DM. The only thing you just write is volunteer, right? So that we can get our numbers up in-house. That's number one. Then number two benefit is that we have officially opened up the Phoenix Kids to membership. Yes. Part of the things that what cost it was this, right? Part of the things that is making that made me come up with this is because we can't just be teaching the air every single time. Like today, some people decide to show up. Some people think that by showing up, they are doing you a favor when you are actually educating them. And we don't want that. We want so that we know that these are our members, and you also, as a member, can pride in it, right? If you're a part of the membership, you can say, I'm a Phoenix Kids member. And then, of course, like I said, once our membership rolls in fully with, of course, establishment of our volunteers and all that, we can now make sure that these job opportunities first sit in-house. Then when we see that people in-house have not gained access to these opportunities, we will roll it out. So any event that you now see onwards that you are seeing some of these job opportunities outside, and then of course we will do lots of in-house trainings. We might not do everything here. Like I said, I've already made it. I've promised everybody that I'm going to be showing up here every Sunday, 5 p.m. GMT +1. So if you have a sibling who has not gotten a job, who has not figured it out, that you think is super laid back, maybe an auntie and uncle, for us, we do extremes of ages. In fact, like I always tell people, my first masterclass had people 60 plus, like literally everywhere, more than 10 of my students. And it was beautiful because they further strengthened my hope. I knew that there's nothing like maybe an age bracket or something when it comes to probably becoming all that God has called you to be. So I'll still say take action. But even as you grow older, keep taking more actions because eventually, I'll say it again, this world was crafted in such a way that if you're not consistently exchanging, you go down. And that's why I promised myself that I'm going to be showing up here for you, right? I say it again and again. If I had the platform like this, I don't think if the first time I showed up on LinkedIn platform like this, I don't think I will be where I am today. So that's why I'm super passionate about this platform. That's why I show things. I prepare. So you see me, I come out prepared. It's also my own honor to you because I know you're going to come out. So everybody who came out, I even told you guys at one point, even if it's 2 persons, I will still come up prepared for you, right? But then, of course, we said that our room is large enough to take millions of persons. I don't think LinkedIn will crash if our room eventually have about 1 million persons. So I'll say it want to be as low as $5 per month. Yes, for membership, that one we're going to have a group where. So the topics that we're going to be having live, you're going to have an opportunity to decide, pick our speakers. We already have some people, the people who had graduated from our last boot camp, we are bringing them in. But of course, I would want them to also pay attention. But then it revokes, like if you get a month down and by the next month you don't pay attention and you start ghosting, we will remove ghosts. We don't want to work with ghosts. We want something super interactive, and we want people who are a part of it, so that now let's say there are other benefits that can be accrued, right? Like hear me. Okay, I think I went out for a moment. Okay, so if you want to be a part of our members, because now we have a general group that is about 1,300, right? Yes, we have a general group that is about 1,300, but we want to move people who are now our members from that particular group to a group where we open, and then where suggestions, ideations, our volunteers can be in with you, who can work with you even super closely. So if you need to hire and it's emergency, so that all the people who will be in that group, we already know ourselves, and then we're growing for the long haul. Of course, everybody knows our boot camp is already up, right? Our boot camp is already up. I have sang about single day, and I will say it again, right? If you have never made money on LinkedIn, okay, thank you so much, Grace. I can see everybody putting in their words. I really, really honor you. So I'm singing again about our bootcamp. If you have never earned on LinkedIn, if you have never, don't come and be saying things are tough or anything. We're not even talking about the financial level now. I was able to speak with one of our um digital marketing consultants, and we're able to come up with an ideation for you. If you have never earned on LinkedIn and your ideation is that you want to focus on LinkedIn, of course, we have different groups now for the bootcamp. That's a few persons. I would still elaborate that, like if you come to my DM to ask me because you want to get into the bootcamp. So if you want to join our bootcamp, like our cutting call is closing, I would want you to just type bootcamp. We actually eventually separated it into different tiers because we also got feedback from our last from our last bootcamp. Some people fell ill, right? So the people who want the entire package of the bootcamp, they are called out our batch A. They are the gold team members, so they are doing YouTube, everything. So for those people who don't even know, because I've had people come into my DM every single time and asking me, okay, what are you people doing there? So the bootcamp the team for this month. So every month we'll be moving, right? We'll be moving from January we did implementation. This month we are doing monetization. So it means that if you've never earned on LinkedIn and you want to earn, we're going to be teaching you essentially everything that we need to set you up. And I've said it, I have my alibis. I have people as amazing as Latifa, people as amazing as Horse Falls, Fortuna, people, a lot of excellent persons who have passed through our schools and then are standing out. And because one of the things I preach every single time, I don't preach dependence, right? If you have passed through the bootcamp and you want to come back again, you know that, okay, you actually are just solidarian to me. And for me, I honor you, right? But I don't hold back anything, right? But then, of course, the thing is that every month will have their different emphasis. And for us now, we realize that from the feedback of what we got last week, part of the emphasis was that a lot of last month, a lot of people wanted to make more money. Of course, like I said, for people who are listening to me for the first time, we told all the people who are currently listening to us that, okay, what were the ideations or the things you want? For some of you who came in when we did our graduation, you heard about people who made 2,000 more times more, even though the last bootcamp we didn't even emphasize on the monetization aspect, we emphasized on implementation. So for this month we're emphasizing on monetization. So if you've never made money on LinkedIn, just enter my DM, right? If you cannot enter my DM, just, I don't know how you're going to do. We separated it into different tiers, right? So that we can make it as affordable for everybody. So for people who cannot afford the full package, they can just pay for, like, the team gold are the people who paid for everything. So the bootcamp will be monetization of LinkedIn as well as YouTube. That's the people who did team A. That's the team gold. Then for team sapphire and team silver, depending on what you can afford, right? So we have classed people into different classes so that even as little, so you cannot be saying that the reason why you did not join the bootcamp is because you don't have money. Even sometimes I even had an opportunity to even interview some people who said they have financial challenges, but I realized that they didn't really have financial challenges. They were just not considering us. The reason why I'm super passionate, I don't know, I think anybody who is listening to me now should understand that I give my, you see, I have life, and anytime I have to be a part of anything, I give my life, and I get pained, right? When I give my life for anything and I see somebody being super careless about it. That's why I don't. In fact, that was the reason why at first we just put our anything we're doing. I mean, our masterclass 50,000, our personals. I think people paid up to. There's someone who for this bootcamp has paid 100 and something thousand, somebody 50 and all that, because I actually don't want people who joke with what I do, because sincerely, you guys don't understand, when a medical doctor has to do this, right, you will know that I'm really out to ensure that you are doing very well, right? And so we decided to break it down into tiers. So Team Gold will have the entire package, so it means that you're going to have it plus your YouTube, right? As you say it again, there was somebody who introduced us officially. I mean, she came and trained here, that's Dr. Noella. So if you want to do, like, you want to carry YouTube on your head, you can as well. Please just reach out to her. But for us, is that you must, if you're in my camp, there's no peace for the wicked. We always say it. Anybody who passed through our classes, our schools, we always say it again, no peace for the wicked. So we said that there are now different tiers. If you want to do the gold means that it's the entire package. If you're too busy and you want a private, like I said, for all the people who are in the private, we already started our classes last week. And I don't know, please, you guys should write review openly. Let them know. Because I usually don't, I get cringy. I don't want my students to talk and all that. If you decide to join the bootcamp. So I said that there are different tiers now. So even as low as $10, you'll be able to come in, but you're going to choose a particular tier that will work for you. I'll tell you exactly what your $10 can afford. So in Nigerian naira, it'll be like 9,900 and something that can afford you. But those people who are going all in, for the private guys, are also going to come in. So I said there are 3 things now. Again, if you want to become a member, let's say now you're already probably doing a challenge somewhere and you want to become a member of the Phoenix Kids Group, we have started our membership officially today. So we're going to call it like our official flag off. So now we're going to have people that are going to be bragging with our name, right? Every single place that they are a member, because we need it right now. So as we're building structure, because our first set of volunteers, I want as many volunteers as possible. One of the things I've promised you guys is that anybody who works with me, if you read portfolio, you go, no, I write my portfolio in such a way that you literally can take it all across the world and it will be obvious, right, that you worked with somebody this quality and all that. So that's part of the things you're going to give. Yes. So yeah, see one of our excellent persons, the person who actually sold this idea for me is currently on this call. He is my accountability partner, Mr. Oluwaseun Bamdeli. Thank you so much. So we want to make sure that we don't, even though, so I'll see body language. Like I said, I promised every single person, right, that if you are on the camp and you just ghost, hey Jesus, I always have written it. I'm so sorry guys if I call the name of the Lord in vain, but I've always written it everywhere that if anybody ghosts, they don't used to ghost on me. Oh, you cannot ghost on me. And thank God with the structures that we're building now. So because these opportunities that we've opened, we're opening only for today. So as many that can jump in. Then we'll set up our leaderships, our volunteers. I think I have one meeting with them tomorrow. So as soon as from there would, of course, join our forces. I want it in such a way that everybody who is literally on the bootcamp, aside from your accountability partner, you will have somebody in the leadership who is going to mark you up back to back. Because like I said, we came from the spirit of implementation to monetization. So if you have never earned on LinkedIn, if you have any sibling somewhere who just probably finished school and you would like to pay for them, please currently just reach out. The way we subsidize the cost, initially we wanted to also reach out to more people who are going to offer scholarships. So I'm still working out something in that direction. But please, if you already have money, please don't do this to your personal brand. This is me. You guys, this is me begging everyone now physically, right? If you already have money and you know you can pay for something, don't do that to your personal brand, right? Don't come and say, oh, you don't have, because you want to put us as just another thought. For me, I don't know. I honor everybody that comes my path. So anytime I see people manifest some of those characteristics, I literally cringe. I told you guys how Ada was able to come here, and then you can see how honorable Coach C is as well. So it just simply means that it will be easier for you to, if you're somebody here who is generally not honorable, it's something that can be learned. It's not a big deal, right? Just be accountable for yourself, your time, your space. Everything around it is personal branding. So I think we finished our live event today super early, but from now on, we're going to be taking questions. So please send me a DM right away. I'll send you the link. So for those who want to go for just the LinkedIn aspect, just type LinkedIn Bootcamp, right? If you want the whole package, just tell me gold, right? Just tell me gold so that I can bring you all in. And please, so that we need more momentum so that we can move. I'm passionate. I'll still come out here. I know some people, if for the events, and somehow you see that sometimes they will not come, sometimes they will come late and all that. I've told you guys, I've never ever had to. Today, you saw the time I showed up. I'm sure you can see the time and how many hours we're in, right? It just shows you that I'm out to honor you. And I'll still say thank you very much. And again, for those people who are hiring and bringing into our volunteer team, the live events are not optional, because sometimes you embarrass yourself, right? You will embarrass yourself if you have not been learning. So I'm still saying again, okay, so say yes, please, everybody, just go to my DM. For those volunteering, just write volunteer. For those who want to join the boot camp, for me, I would prefer that everybody who would join the volunteering team is also in the boot camp, so that it's going to be easy. Like I said, we're going to be matching you guys, right? So please just DM me, so I would know that, okay, those two are automatos, right? Okay, so Mommy M has also gone ahead to write some of the things that she is currently wanting. So this is everything she needs. I just projected that as well. So I am going to, okay, so if this is your first time as well, jump into my DM. Just say first time into my DM. If you cannot reach out to me, just check my last post. Yes, my last post. You can just type first time. You can just write FT so that nobody will code, right? Just write it, I will know. So I don't know if there are any questions that we have so far. I would want to say thank you so much, everyone, for coming on board and celebrating with us again. Next week we're going to still push this ideation. Actually, initially, what we planned for this month was supposed to, because we said that every month we'll have a team. So for February, we're able to push the ideation around personal branding. This month, we wanted to push public speaking, but we just thought, okay, well, since from our last event, personal branding started seeping already into the ideation of remote working. So for the rest of this month, we'll be hiring back to back. So next week again, I've already worked one person, one hirer. I don't know. I've been trying to reach out to her. She was not connecting. So you can see that we have improved from the last week. So part of the jobs now, and even our team members, most of the volunteers are going to be doing is that, initially I was doing everything on my own. So some of these results you're seeing is because I did it alone. So when the volunteers come on board, I'm sure we're going to have lots of hirers, because they'll be reaching out all across the world, right, to bring people on board. And that's what we want our events to be. We don't just want it to be a place where we just tell you ideas. We'll give you an opportunity for practicalization as well as building your portfolio as well. So I don't know if anybody has any questions so far. We could just go ahead and reach out. Else I can call it a day. I think I'm doing very well. Very soon we'll just, this I will be reducing our program time, because we are now super excellent as well. Like I said, because our format as well has changed, we're now going to more podcasts because we're more interested in our videos. So I'll still apologize again. I told you guys we'll read, we're prepared, we can tell you anything, right? The only difference is that we don't have to project, because we want to pay attention to our videos. Okay. So I don't know, every single time I have an opportunity to come here, I'm always elated and excited, and I'll always prepare for you guys. So I'll keep improving, right? You'll be seeing changes. So get comfortable with me, okay? So if there's anything else, awesome. So please send me a DM as well. Like I said, we want to bring a lot of persons in-house. We want a family. For me, I've had people who have been family for this 7 months, but then there were some people who came and disappeared and we could not trace them. We want to be able to have people that we can call and say, where are you? Okay, okay, I'm coming to Lagos now. I would want to, let's host Phoenix Gate in Lagos, because right now we're already preparing to host. So our volunteering team are going to also do that. We're preparing to host a live event in Abuja. So, of course, that live event is just in Abuja, but then, of course, it's going to be worldwide, because we're going to air it all across our platforms, right? But then I just want to show you how. And then we're also looking to have a public space. I mean, like the Phoenix Gate office, where other freelancers who are within the Phoenix Gate space can just come in and just work for that day. So the ideation will be like having things like 24 hours supply. You guys will not understand. For those people who are across the US and the United States and every other place, okay, I mean the UK, you might not understand, but then a place which would always also have a continuous Wi-Fi, right? So if you're currently on this live, and then you would want to support in any way for projects like this, of course, I'm going to give a breakdown for people who will be in-house. But then these are part of the visions we are having as well, so that we make sure that freelancers or working moms, or literally, imagine, I just remembered what Ada said when she was talking about the fact that she was fired because she was pregnant. Now that's painful. I don't even want to talk about that now. If not, we will elongate this meeting. But then thank you so much, everyone, for that. Yes, thank you so much, Princess, for doing this amazing task as well for me. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Clara. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you, ma'am. She's also onboarded already. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to be giving us, I don't know, But still asking questions. If you have any questions now, maybe I'll consider this open air. If you have any mystery on LinkedIn that you've not been able to unravel, or Upwork, or what else now? Just you could just ask an open question. I will just take one person. The first person who asks this question, I can just help break down some things for you, and then we'll be out of here. If not, we will just go down to okay. And then are you already in the boot camp? Okay, no problem. I'll add you to the volunteering group. Yes. Okay. So please, everybody who is currently on this live should know that, okay, we are closing the doors, right? So please don't think that you do it tomorrow. Do it this night, right? I'm here to answer you. For those who don't want, who can afford what they can, like I said, all the teaching sessions will make it available to you, but then the follow-ups and the practicality might not be available to everybody, right? Will ensure, will force those people who signed up for the gold people will hold their necks and we force them, because there are penalties. We can remove you from our group, right? We don't want ghosts. And that's why we're also, part of the things I always push as well is that I also encourage people to hire. So if you notice, most people in my community are hiring every single time. In fact, that's why I'm super proud. All the people who came in today, even last week, yes, to hire, were all part of the people who were the first, like, people when Phoenix Gate started, they showed up and they just supported all through. Most of them have their communities as well. So that's part of the things I would want everybody who is currently on live pay attention to. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay. Thank you so much. Oh, you are busy hailing me. Okay. So in the absence of that, I'm going to be closing the live up. I want to say thank you so much. I love and I honor you. Anybody who has been a part of my progress. I mean, all the people from the beginning who shared our flyers, who supported us, who prepared. I mean, those first times I drilled community guys. I mean, our presentations. We put pressure. We didn't sleep. I'm so honored to see who everybody's literally becoming. I mean, there's nobody who had associated or gone through the Phoenix Gate currently now who is not shining effortlessly at all levels across LinkedIn. Every time I see them, I'm just smiling because I'm so honored to have been a gatekeeper. So we said Phoenix Gate. One of the things you also know about us is that we push people to also start their own thing. And that's part of the things, of course, you can't monetize if you don't start your own thing. That's just what people don't understand. So that's part of the offerings and part of the classes that we're also offering in the classes. So please go ahead and reach out to me now. I will just take in as many, I will wait back and take in as many persons so that we can clear out a whole lot of persons this evening and then okay, so I'm seeing another question by Bookie. That's what I'm saying. I'll still say it again. That's why you have an opportunity to offer services. Like I said, right, we're the ones who create jobs. I'll say it again. All the people who have stayed with me long enough from when Phoenix Gate started, who have been paying attention, who have been coming around, one thing has stood out. Like I told you guys, most of the people who came to offer jobs, even this week, last week, were all within the community, right? So it means that there's something they are hearing or they heard, right, that made them know that okay, they have gotten to this point to offer. So part of the things you need to do is not to lie. You don't have to lie. I mean, you cannot say that you've never done something before and then you want to apply for expert where you've never. In fact, at the interview, that's what Ada was saying now. Even your mind, your imposter will keep shouting at you and saying that you're not worth this place. So that's the reason why a lot of you, when you go for interviews, you're shaking. It's because you are losing time. I'm telling you that you can have a job today. And we also said that the people who had applied, right, we had already even added them up to a group. We sent emails. Of course, some people don't pay attention. So part of the things you're going to get from this as well is how you're going to be doing, because of course you know that our community is very active, so every week we're coming out, so it means ideation. There's nobody that will be what's the word, ideal. So it means that you're going to, by the time, like I've said this thing over and over again. I said it last week, I said it last week. Bookie, I think I've seen you around consistently. So part of the things you need to pay attention to is the fact that anything you do often, right, you become more confident in it, and that's why you are called an expert in that thing. So it just simply means that you did it over and over again until it became easier. That's what an expert is, nothing else, right? So why don't you just start doing it now? Find places to start doing it now. and don't wait until that job before you start psyching yourself and be saying, I can do it, let me apply. Of course, like I said, your mind will bail out on you. That's why people get under pressure. Like I said, now, like this, if I go for any interview, as you're looking at me, I'll be looking at you, because I've poured out my life for my community. So I don't think there's anything serious that you want to tell me now that will make it hard for me to do, right? So in fact, every single time I've had an opportunity to jump on an interview, I tell them what their organization needs. Like she said, I won't tell them everything, because of course, if I tell them everything, what am I there to do? So I'll still say it again every single time, that this is not the Joshua generation where, is it Joshua? No, Joseph generation, where you can tell people all the ideas and then you trust them that they'll come to you for implementation. You might just give them in a tidbit, then they will bring you on board. So we're lucky that Pharaoh is a very honorable man, right? So after he was told, Joseph had told them everything. They told him to, oh yeah, come and resume work. But most people are not as honorable as that. In fact, I don't want to gaslight some people who are currently on this life. So let me stop there. But like I said, be a person of honor. Where it's when you're the one hiring, of course, when somebody has led you down that path, part of the main things you're going to do is also make sure that they benefit from you. So everybody who spoke today, I'll still spotlight them in my post. And of course, if we need some of these things, we teach it for our masterclass. But then if we need an external person who is going to add some flair to our topics, we're also going to bring in some of these external person. Of course, anytime these topics are coming up around Upwork, definitely we'll always see how we can get Coach C as well on board, and every other person. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody, for coming on board. I think we have stayed long enough. My goodness, you people are honorable people. I just want to meet you guys closely and then work with you as well. So I'm going to be ending this live in the next in 4 counts, but then I want to say that I love you. Please keep thriving. You are all God has created you to be. And guess what? Life is not hard. If you're 19, life is not hard. You can as well do everything you need to do at this age. If you are 15, life is not hard. You can as well do everything you need to do at this age right now. If you are 90 and you're watching this, life is not hard. If your body can take you, please keep stretching, because that is one way the earth literally says well done, right? Not just the earth, in the fact that God made you to work. I told you guys last week from our events that work is good. So anybody who will tell you to marry you, don't do anything, might not help you so much. You even see that you soon become a nuisance in that house. You'll be complaining about everything and everyone. But if you're working hard, literally you find out that it's super easy for you to relate with people. You will not be a gossip and then some other funny things that a lot of people do with their times these days. But then outside that, I think I'll be ending the life now. I love you, Angel. Thank you. I love you, Clara. I love you, Grace. I love you. I can see as many. Chidima, I love you. See you in camp. Chidima has already paid. Who else? Elizabeth, thank you so much. I love you. Anne, I love you. See you guys, everyone. I just saw the people who just commented now. That's who I called. But whoever you are listening in, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of my journey. And see you guys. I'll be creating the post for next week as well. Please help us share. Like I said, the most important time to share is when the post is curated, not necessarily. Even at the live event, of course, it's better. Somebody can randomly just walk in. But then we still say it's better we have as many people seeing it super early. So thank you so much, Princess. Princess, you should share that good news. So Princess was part of the persons who someone was reached out to from the community as well. So I look forward to seeing you all excel. I love you guys so much. So I'm going to end this stream. If not, I don't want to be late today. So we have 3 minutes to the end and I'm going to be counting 4. So I'll say 4, 3, 2, 1.